big C. It's all in the game. It's all in the game. Here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. The people keep on crying. The people just keep on crying. It's not fair. And we going nowhere. Nowhere. All the big people. Nowhere. All the roadside hustlers. Uncle Rico. The big C divide us. Uncle Rico. The big C. It's all in the game. It's all in the game. Here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. The people keep on crying. The people just keep on crying. It's not fair. And we going nowhere. All the big people.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not know. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us.
I'm telling you, I should eat it.
Let's go.
The papeles coming up. The papeles coming like a tsunami. I see him coming up. Oh, I see him coming up. The papeles coming like a hurricane. I see him coming up. Every man is shouting and screaming.
Hello, fellow Liberians. This is Joseph Nyuma-Boakai. It is time to be counted for the upcoming general election. And I'm asking you to please make sure to register to vote. Every election is determined by the people who show up and vote. One of the penalties for refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by people you did not elect. We must never forget the importance of making our vote count. We paid high price for this democracy as a people. Let us protect and defend it. Voting is the expression of our commitment to ourselves, our children, our welfare to this country, and our one world. Please listen out for the dates and the places and go and register to vote. The rescue mission is well on course. When you register and vote, you will think Liberia, love Liberia, and then build Liberia. Again, I say this is Ambassador Joseph Nyuma-Boakai.
your hand. Don't just sit there wasting time. You got to register to vote. Your vote is your future. You don't wanna be a loser. Don't just sit there wasting time. You got to register to vote. Your vote is your future. You don't wanna be a loser. Go and register to vote. Go and register to vote. 'Cause that's your power. Your power. Go and register to vote. I said, go and register to vote. 'Cause that's your power. Your power is in your hand. Here, there, and everywhere. The people keep on crying. It's unfair. And we go, we know some. You're some. All the big people, you're some. I'm some. You're some. All the roadside hustlers, you're some. Tiffy.
Welcome, everybody. Today is Good Friday. Today is the 7th day of April, the year 2023. It's Good Friday. If you're a Christian, you know what Good Friday is. Today is the day that Judas sold Jesus. For how many pieces of silver, Reverend? I don't want to make a mistake. 30, right?
Yeah, 30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces of silver, and today's the day. I remember back in the days in Liberia.
If you let, you can say that the 3 Hebrew boys were in the lion's den. We still say that. Not pastor.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get my
when you want to make any analysis and you bow for, you gotta be sure.
You gotta get your record straight before.
You gotta go get a Bible and come straight. You see the man? Our man Mason know your Bible story.
Yeah, for see so yeah, I don't know Bible. You can't say 80 pieces of silver. They say, oh, the man, it's 30 pieces of silver. And on this day in Liberia, back in the day, is the day we used to dress up, like a stuff and say it's Judas and wait for 12 noon to beat Judas. Those were the good old days. But it's good to be back in class on Friday. Today's Friday, the 7th of April of the year 2023. Would like to say a pleasant welcome to all of our listeners, followers. Would like to say a pleasant welcome to Jerry Lingman, Matthew Pia, Daniel Sano, Michelle Jupor, Jerry Yima Yimpan, all the way there in South Korea, Reverend Wendell Emo. It's good to have you back, Reverend. And of course, our own Darlington Collins. Today, we'll look at a number of trending issues, and then we'll
Jerry on the background can be easy.
Yeah, Jerry, you gotta elevate your laptop in a way where it takes like a passport size. Yeah. Put it in the way where it makes you feel like you see everybody looking at passport size. You gotta get something, put a laptop on it, let it go up so that it sits.
You gotta lower your heart, Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh no,
So
Jerry.
the laptop gotta go up, you gotta come down.
We don't want to see your jeans if you may.
We want to see your pants. We don't want to see your neck up here we don't want to see like a passport size picture.
Lower the chair, Jerry. I think the guy goes stop under here, right?
Yeah, Jerry, I will show you something you need to buy in Korea that you can put out your phone or your laptop on. It gives you elevation. It's better that way. But it's good to have all of you, Jerry, Pastor Mo, Darlington, Pia, Daniel, and Jupor. You see, most of us wearing our t-shirts. The other people will get their own
shortly. It's our Friday outfit going forward. I've been inundated with requests for t-shirts. When Patrick Honda and Delon say I got t-shirt, everybody calling for all or sending me messages. We didn't do a lot of these t-shirts. We just did a few. They're on sale. Once you want one, just put in the order. I can have our behind the scene business tycoon to do it for us and have it mailed to you. And let me say today we'll look at trending issue, and then maybe we'll do a poll because we're getting closer to the point where Ambassador Boaga is about to make a decision on who will be his running mate. We're getting closer to that. Maybe we'll run a poll.
And before you read your decision on pool, make sure that Radio
Tuba on.
Before Daniel can cry the way you're crying the other day, before the other pool were accusing her of being biased, but they can't accuse her again. So just make sure that
Radio Tuba on,
Radio D15 Dubai with no premium is on, with no Radio Gompa is on, but just make sure D15 and Dubai.
Everybody on, let's
go. Yeah, so
we're reaching to that time of the year when Ambassador Boaga will be making his pick for VP.
That is the way on the station as will be on. We don't want you to feel that we're doing something incorrect.
I reserve all comments on that matter.
Because the reason why we don't announce people beforehand is we don't want people to go prepare, put people in queue.
Yeah, the reason why you remind the audience to share the show, Steven.
Yeah, and my people, we'll come to that. And if you don't
Daniel, I ask you a question, you won't answer. You're talking about sharing show. Is Radio Dubai on? Is D15 on?
Well, I haven't inquired yet, but
please inquire.
It's Radio Contour. Yala, it's $20, bro. It's $20, Contour. It's $20 for the t-shirt. So if you live in the US, it's $20 plus maybe $9, $10 for shipping. You should be able to get it in few days. We ship some to a lot of people. They were able to get theirs. So I see Chokon buy, I say share. But it's good, to have you. Let me say thanks to all of our radio stations: Bourgeois Radio FM 98.1 in Montserrat, Premium FM 98.1 in Bangabong County, Radio Dupa FM 89.1 in Grand Bassa County, Voice of Lofa FM 99.3 in Lofa County, Radio Joy Africa FM 97.5 in Magibi, and of course, Voice of Compa FM 106.5 all the way there in Compa City, Nimba County. Today is Friday, the 7th of April of April 2023. If you share the show, I will recognize those who at least try to recognize those who share the show. If you share, just say I have shared.
Stevie, I got one suggestion.
Yeah.
I think for today, if we do pull in, because you're not too sure yet, you said maybe, but if we should do it, I want you to add a second component, just test something. And that second component will be, one, you will say who you prefer JMB picking, and two, tell us whether if your preferred choice is not taking, you remain committed to JMB.
Yeah.
Let's test something.
Yeah.
Let's see whether people beyond JMB because of what they believe in him or they're there because of their interest. Let's test that one too with the people.
Yeah, well. So guys, I want everybody to Jerry, Pastor Mo, you grab your pen, Darlington, you grab your pen. Tonight is poll night. Grab a pen, paper, and let's run some polls here and see. Pierre, very good question. So you got two questions to answer. Who should JMB pick as his running mate, and whether if your preferred choice is not selected, will you stay with JMB? That's a good question. We just want to know. So we got two questions that when you call, you answer. Let me recognize those of our students in class. I see Cooper Passaway is there. He says I'm watching. Present. Common Meliton, Emmanuel Fa, Praise, Felicia David Fobe Warite, Tanu Koligbe, Aaron Siafa, Thompson Tonwa, Falatilla, Emma Hammer, Abraham Sanon, Jonathan Banks, Doris Gonganu, Joshua Russell, James Harris, Augustine Napla, Israel Amara, Bradley Brown, Tom Benson, Charles Eto Smith, Menipele Small, Mavia Dukle, Samuel G. Salebasa, Gloria Tucker, Christopher S.G. Davis, Joe Moba, Ekomo Banji, Mapu Hall, Titi Ure, John Okabie is always watching from Philadelphia, Jackson Zuo, Cynthia Vambram, Colindius, Achi, Kamara Arsenal, M. Seku, Sinian, George Fumba, Melvin J. Melvin Tamalamin, Ramsey Bayou, Nathaniel Tupa, Extronic legend, the great legend, Julius Gliquier, Jerry Ferguson, John Bobo, Tim Brown, D. Nelson, Zion, Sarah Myers, Sarah Willie Jackson, Preston Abraham Cannon, D. Nakia Moses, Solomon, D. Abraham Cannon, Bill Sharif, Bobby Peabody, Abraham showed like crazy. He said, yeah, he's still in my inbound. Well, I'm watching today. Thanks. Welcome, Bobby Peabody. It's good to have you. Bill Cousin, Edwin Gavler, Abraham Zion, Ralph Manson, Booming, Winston Ford, Unapologetically Evil, Timothy Kennedy, Gallo, Edwin Gifler, David Lavilla, Sarah Willie Jackson, she's watching from South Dakota, Lorena Gotta, President, she says, President, Aloysius Harris, Charles Russell, Benjamin Wehe, Joseph Wakai, Ibrahim Fofana, Timu Kumuni, Darlington Massacre, Manjatu, Sato Bima, November King, Declay Botokui, I'll call you after the show, bro. I promise to call you. Marion Bridges, David Swazo, Moba, Ibrahim Harikie, Isaac Luopie, Arthur Conan, Chinamela Sie, Isaac, Eugene Harris, and all you wonderful people watching us on this Good Friday in across the world. If you're a Christian, Good Friday is symbolic of the day that our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was crucified, sold by Judas Iscariot for 30 pieces of silver and crucified on this day. So it's a very sacred day for many of us who are of the Christian faith. I'd like to say it's good to have you all join us, and we're here today. So we'll talk about trending issue. We'll go across the room. We'll talk about trending issue, and then we'll run some polls. We'll look at two key questions. The first question is, who do you prefer as the running mate to Ambassador Joseph Boakai? And the second question, the B to that would be, the A to that is, what will you do in case your preferred choice is not selected? We want to gauge our people's opinion. And guys, please pay attention also to where the calls are coming from. I want one person to just take note on the counties, the places the calls are coming from, so that we can have an idea about the geography of the calls and how our people are thinking across different areas across Liberia. So without much ado, we'll begin the conversation with what's trending. We'll go across the board.
Before we start the conversation, let me just appeal to our people once more, as I normally do. In my mind, today's edition is very critical. It's very important. Still waiting for Daniel to know whether the stations are on. The stations are our stronger force, because when the stations on, hundreds of thousands of people are listening. But at the same time, those who rely purely on social media, we should be able to help to spread a message to them. We have said continuously that every time we come here, we want 1K share. If we go more than 8, perfect. You are trying with only 20 minutes. I see 430 shares, meaning you can make it. So keep pushing, share the show. Let's read let's read the 1K. We can read the 1K. Just keep pushing.
I see Representative Roger Thomas say he's watching from Saturday. Honorable, you need a fun time to come on here so we can talk about your district. I know you going for re-election in Nima County there. So Roger, once you have the time, just send me a message. We can work on something for you to come on here.
We need to have the Honorable Roger Doma on the show, because I am told that is the same district Brother Ability is contesting. So
yeah, Musa is running that district.
So. What's happening?
It's good. So Roger, just send me a message. We can find time for you to come on so we can have this conversation. But it's good to have you join us, and everybody else is watching. They say the people say FM 98, they say D50 is off. Well, we'll see. But let's pick up from there.
Daniel Samuel, you're calling you.
Yeah, so it's good to know that the honorable is watching. I haven't interacted with the honorable much, but one thing I know is that he has my support. Once it is he and Mr. Ability, he has my unflinching support. So it's good that he's watching. Y'all share the show. Let's reach the 1K shares so that people can follow, and then the radio station will do the rest. So that's it. That's my appeal. Share the show.
Share the show. Representative Doma, you know, of course, you are a candidate for that district in Limba, but it's good also for us to just have you join us so that we can talk to our people and ask you some questions. So, guys, let's begin. 2 minutes each across what's trending, and there's some interesting trending issue. I'll see how many of you pay attention to the news in the last few days. So let's go. I'll go with Jerry, Mo, Darlington, Chupor, Daniel, and Pia. So I'm going just like that. So 3 minutes each, guys. Jerry, this time around, pay attention to the time. I don't want to be interrupting you and say time. Pay attention to the time. Jerry, you're starting at 22, so about 25, 23, so about 26, you should be done. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be time conscious. My training issue is recently at Farmington, George Weah made a statement concerning the rampant spread of militancy across the country in politics. So I was like wondering, actually, is this George Weah said talking or somebody talking in him? Because right under your watchful eyes, all of the political violence across the country has been perpetrated by CDC. And he, George Weah, have spoken on many different, pulpits, while he issued threats to people, giving room to violence, saying that, anybody who would insult me will not walk freely in the street. And also, it's a shared deception and hypocrisy, because you can get your partisan and you yourself sanctioning some of these, violence being meted against peaceful citizens. And besides the district change situation, there are several others. The July 26th, attack on peaceful students. All these things George Weah seeing them. He was in this country when Akara took talks at the University of Liberia, to attack peaceful students. The president did not see that. Up to present, he claimed to be a Democrat. Student activities are not clear as to whether they do political activities and stuff. The president cannot speak to that. How can you say militancy? You were here, your chairman always a meet. He established this kind of low-fat, I know something. That's how Yamali came and said, okay, when you want to do that, we'll do our own. The president, since when? So, I think the president is the biggest mistake we ever experienced. When in a class, when you have the DOS student, no, I'm not saying DOS student being president of a class prefect. And maybe you can tell me, article, but this is our case. We have one of the inept individual presiding over our country. So this is what we have. But all we need to do to change all of this is to register to vote so that we can be able to take the decision on October 10. So thank you very much. That was my only issue. Yeah.
Thank you, Jerry. Pastor Mo.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank God for today and each and every one of us at His own.
Pastor Mo, you want to talk a little louder? I'm not hearing.
I want to thank God for each and every one of us. Can you all hear me now? Yeah, for each and every one of us. Today is a beautiful Good Friday. Today is the day our Lord and Savior was being crucified. I want to say happy Easter to all of our viewers and those that is in radio land. I have been watching the class reload over the past weeks and days that I have not been on. And I'm so sorry our sister is not on today. And I have found most of a comment that George Weah is going to rig the election. And I want to say this to the many Liberians back home and abroad. George Weah is not man enough to rig the elections. And the reason why George Weah is not man enough to rig the elections is because he haven't done anything to induce the Liberians to vote for him. Many of the Liberians I have spoken with behind the scene, and those that text me and ask me for assistance some way or the others, they all complain that the country is hard. They cannot protest. Why they cannot protest? It is because they have reached to the stage. Their hope is in October 10th to go and vote this corrupt and this inept government of authority. This government that had enough hardship and suffering on our people. So I don't like to listen to people when they say George Weah will rig the election. What grounds is George Weah sitting on to rig the election come October 10th? We need to erase that and start giving it oxygen to breathe. Because if we do feed it, it's what is going to happen. And let us not make him feel that he can rig the election and he get away. He will not. He will not. His self is thinking on, after this election, where will he spend the rest of his life? That is what on his mind. So let us be positive and let us focus on positive things and encourage our people to vote JMB and whosoever you're going to take as the next person to run along with him, because our nation needs change. My next story have to do with the Cleo Musu death. Up to now, the autopsy has been done. The body have not been turned over to the family. Till now, the body have not been turned over to the family. This girl died February 22nd. Is 1 month and 2 weeks gone. The body have now been delivered to the family for burial. What is going on? We need to know what is going on. Why the government have not yet turned this body over? My last thing have to do with, I have seen over the weeks, people have shared with me that civil servants are protesting for low pay and for increasement in the pay and demanding the pay. And I see that when people are demanding their wages in which they have worked for over the month, the government send police to disperse them. Is that the way of negotiation? Is that how you negotiate with people who have worked and they cannot take pay? That is wrong. And this is why this government cannot be re-elected. This is why we are saying these people came to steal, kill, and destroy our nation. Where have Liberia gone since 2017? I'll stop there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Mo. Darlington.
Well, thank you, Stephen. Well, so over the last over 3 or 4 hours ago, Senator Prince Johnson spoke to the press where he refuted allegations that has been reported in the New Dawn newspaper that he's contemplating on going back to the CDC. The senator, told members of the press that that's not something that he's considering. He had never been in any conversation in going back to the CDC, and that he's actively in conversation with the opposition community, specifically the Unity Party. And they are exploring all options, especially with their NIMBA Accord, and he's focused on that. He don't have time for, going back to the CDC. That is what the Liberian media is reporting, contrary to what Senator Prince Johnson have said. On a soft note, the chairman, I think the political leader of the Rainbow Alliance, Reginald Gurish, have alarmed over threats, comments made by President Weah at the Farmington Declaration. Where President Weah saw him, the president had this tendency of being recklessly fussy. He sees his political opponent and try to pick him there. Gurish, you joined Democracy now. At least another time where you went to my place and stole my car and you burned my house. So when he made that statement, according to Mr. Gurish, he walked away from the president, not to, pay much attention. And the president followed him again. Mama Guri got a rogue and so forth. So, considerably, Mr. Weah could just be talking loosely, but we have his phonetics, these boys, especially when the president accused member of the public to say they stole from him, they stole his car, they burn his house, that is provocation. So one could also argue, especially in the Farmington Declaration, I think page 6, count 3, I stand to be correct, either 3 or 6, one of the two, talk about political leaders refraining from, loose comments or comments that could possibly spark tension, or cause commotion. So Gurish is also saying that he's suing for $2.7 million. So I don't know what Mr. Gurish is depending on, because the president of the Republic of Labrador cannot be sued. Maybe he's thinking about, he said he was going to file a petition to the court, but when you file a petition to the court, especially where you say the president made comments about you in a writ of summons, the court will not wait until Mr. Weah, his former president, to invite him. So I don't know where that is going to go. It might just be another, empty political talk, but the president needs to refrain from making these kinds of comments. You are president of the country. There should be something about how you conduct yourself at national function. You can just go down there and kind of check up playing comments, and I'll say this, Stephen, just to close up, a certain minister in the government, when the guys took over in 6 months, one of them met me in Philadelphia at an all-Liberian program, a town hall. The man said, "Mama died, like, you don't want to criticize him or we have power now," as if I have gone to his house to ask for food. That is how they think, and that's how their slave master think. When they meet their people, in the Liberian parlance, they want to bullshit on you to show that we are around, we are in charge. So this president should refrain from making comments. You're president of the nation. Reginald Gurish is a businessman. I mean, he's a politician. I know, and Mr. Gurish used to be with the Chewing Party at some point in time. I don't know how, the Chewing Party.
So the Rainbow now. So they merged into the Rainbow Coalition.
The Rainbow Alliance. I know Gurish used to be with the Chewing Party. Thank you.
Thank you. Chupo.
Yes, Trenton from my end tonight. Dozens of students on the Banda tertiary students in Bon County had gathered today to await the arrival of Rescue One Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai, because majority of them said they are on the scholarship or the purported scholarship scheme of the Essential Minister of State Nathaniel McGuinness. Since then, there have been no account of how ready they go into school. Some of them are actually put out of school because their fees are not paid, and majority of them actually have come together to await the arrival of Joseph Newman Boakai in Bon County. And I'm told the meeting in the county will actually bring together diplomats and high-ranking officials to discuss some national issues. And secondly, from my end tonight, the students of Bon County, through the Bon County Student Union, Bonsu, actually calling on the district education officer and the Ministry of Education by extension to actually bring to fruition promise that was made to them regarding a modern library construction in district number 3, Bon County, because according to the head of Bonsu, one Mitchell Johnson, he said about 100,000+ United States dollars was given to the district lawmaker for that particular project, but up to now, the project is at a standstill. Nothing regarding the project, and they said they have actually communicated with him on several occasions, but he has deliberately refused to answer them, to give them any account of their money. So they want the Ministry of Education to intervene in making sure that the modern laboratory is actually constructed in Bon County to help them further their research. And lastly, to close, the need for the passage of the drug law, making it a non-bailable offense, has actually been stressed by citizens in Bond County, because according to them, in November of 2022, the Liberian Senate voted to pass the drug law. And according to the citizens, it has only left with the signing of the law into handbill, wherein, certain category of people will be given a bailable offense, and certain category of people will be given a non-bailable offense. Because according to the citizens in Bond County, if not the hotspot for the high intake of narcotic substances, then it might probably be the second, wherein usually by 7 in the evening, you normally can plow the Banga main route, specifically the Methodist compound route. It's either you are hijacked, you are molested for your own practice, and just so whatever. So the citizens want the drug law to be passed, making it a non-bailable offense. So that's the Trinity Institute from my internet. Thank you.
Thank you, Chupo. Daniel. You muted, Daniel.
We're happy to be back here, and I was thinking as to whether everybody who bear the name opposition is actually committed to removing Weah from power. Because I say so because regardless of the political differences that we have in the opposition, our single goal is to ensure that Mr. Weah is ousted from office by October this year. And to do so, the first thing that is needed is to encourage Liberians to turn out and register to vote. Stephen, I was bewildered. I don't know what political calculus is Mr. Cummings using that he are going to the court to sue the Election Commission for not using some census report that has not even been submitted to the National Legislature. You know, a political leader of Mr. Cummings' standing, and this is not meant to denigrate him, should be on top of information, should be properly guided. What Mr. Cummings has done is, one, to simply tell his supporters, don't go register to vote, because the ANC has sued the Election Commission to halt the ongoing voter registration process. I don't know how come today I saw him surface at one polling place and he said he had gone to register. But the damage has already been done. Because as far as his supporters are concerned, the ANC is in court. The ANC is challenging the Election Commission, asking the court to halt the ongoing exercise. So therefore, they're not going to register to vote. If you succeed in not having your people who live in 5 major counties to turn out to register, particularly Moserado County. Mr. Cummings got a good number of votes in Moserado County in 2017. So what he has effectively done is to demoralize his supporters, discourage them from turning out to vote. And then the deception there is for him to secretly go to one place where they say he's going to register. I don't know what was he thinking. I know for a fact that my friend Martin Kula, who is one of the proponents of this lawsuit, is contesting in District number 6. And given the fact that he has done very little work to get elected, he's hoping that NEC can use the census report, redemarcate the district, and then he can fall in another zone where he can be lucky to win. And Lawrence Swah, who was miserably defeated in Nima in District number 1, also hoping the same thing. So the encouragement are coming to go to court. Apparently, they don't know that before the census report can even be used by the Election Commission, it has to be submitted to the legislature, because it is the legislature that caused the census to be held. The final report of the census has not been submitted to the legislature. What legislature submitted was a preliminary report. The final report has not been submitted. the legislature have made no determination of the final report. It has not been submitted. So how can you ask the NEC to use an instrument whose final outcome has not been accepted by the legislature to do boundary demarcation? So they misled Mr. Cummings. And the embarrassment has already been created. They have discouraged thousands of their supporters not to turn out the register to vote. The decision was ill political. I don't know whoever advised Mr. Cummings, they didn't help him. Very ill political. And then for him to secretly turn out to one place, say he's going to register to vote. I mean, political leaders should know what is at stake. What is at stake is bigger than anybody's personal interest. We have a country that we need to take away from the gangsters, the plague of locusts that are destroying everything in their path. Look at George Weah. He goes to a national event where dignitaries, foreign dignitaries are seated. And you see a political leader of another party. And look what he said. You're enjoying democracy now, eh? Going out the day, I just stole my car and this and that. The president of the country. And this brings me to the conclusion that Michelle Obama was right. The presidency doesn't change you. It only brings out the true quality of that person. And from the day Mr. Weah became president, I have never doubted his limitation. I have never doubted his ability to be very timid. But the proportion at which he has exhibited it is very scary. If at some point in time, Mr. Weah was not saying Stephen Johnson came to my house, I gave him a pair of shoes, he was telling somebody, say, oh, when your man died, I paid the funeral fee money. Absolute pettiness. So people should know what is at stake. The whole nation future is stuck in neutral under George Weah. And we're trying to get this country working. And somebody is filing Booker's lawsuit to the court to distract and discourage people from turning out to vote. I think it was a wrong move by ANC. It was a wrong move. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, and I think it's I like to state here. I don't find it sexy. I will choose to use that word for you to be at the Supreme Court trying to put a halt to the voter registration exercise and at the same time going to register. I don't find that, I don't know the rationale behind it, that you on one hand calling for the process to be halted because you believe, Daniel, can you mute a second? Because you believe that the process is not following the due process, meaning that the demarcation hasn't taken place and all of the preambles to the elections they've not been met. But at the same time, I find it very interesting that you're going to register in the same process that you want the Supreme Court to put a hold on. So we'll pay attention to that, and thank you for flagging that. Let me go to Pia. Pia, what's trending from your end?
Quickly, Darlington, to your point that you made about Weah, the thing is, Weah has never recognized himself as a president. And sometimes the things that he can do, when you think about it, you want to ask yourself questions. So you're saying those things to Goodrich based on his affiliation with Taylor. But you don't have problem that Taylor's wife was chosen by you as vice president. You don't have problem that many of Taylor's officials are high-ranking officials in your government. You don't have problem with the fact that your party is in a collaboration with Taylor's party. But you can see a Goodrich and forget about the fact that you are president. Bring yourself down and tend to molest the man in a public place that you've gone in your capacity as president of the Republic of Liberia. The only thing I can say to him is not a surprise to me, because you who believe in him, I really want those things are surprising. He can do worse than that. But he just ought to know that the same way after he leaves office, but then Yensua family will see him in the street and molest him. That the same way when he leaves office, Albert Peter, Gifted, their family will see him in the street and molest him. That the same way when he leaves office, all the people that have been killed during his administration will see him in the street and molest him. But of more interest is the fact that people will see him in the street like that and call him Ro. And those supers will not wait for him to go to LU campus. They will organize themselves everywhere they see him. They will make noise behind like they're doing the C4s and others. So, he has set the condition. And people will follow after he leaves office. A good thing he's doing. This man is just a shame and an embarrassment to our country. You go to Farmington to sound at a call to talk about how peaceful our election should be. But somebody who you've invited to sound onto the call is being harassed by you in the public because of his affiliation with Taylor. But Taylor whether you're vice president, Taylor officials are all scattering your government. Taylor party is in collaboration with you. And you think that somebody who's thinking, that's why the country is why it is. You got a man who run the country who can think. And then with the communist thing that Daniel just raised, the reason why when these processes are taking place, political leaders go first is because it motivates their followers. With all the complaints we've been complaining, the voter registration process is cumbersome, it's slow, it's frustrating, people are disappointed, they're not interested. It's only the action of the political leaders that could motivate people to show up. So if Cummings did today, like Daniel saying, and this first round ends on the 9th, then Cummings is doing so 2 days away from the end of the process in those 6 counties. Has he not caused the damage already that Daniel said? Shouldn't he have done this thing ever since so that people can follow? Why they did not even know the difference between voter registration and demarcation? You got a problem, you said NEC is not using the data from the census for demarcation. The fact that there's no official census result is one thing to talk about. Because whatever NEC draw was, whatever Legis draw was preliminary, we're still waiting for the official, it hasn't come. But yet you believe it's going to be used for demarcation. I agree that you were right. What that demarcation that is supposed to be used for got to do with people registering to vote? Even if they're supposed to demarcate, and after the voter registration, they get the numbers, everything, then they say, okay, we use a statistic to demarcate. But on account of that, you discourage people from taking part in the elections? So some of our leaders, you're right, they don't know what they are doing. And quickly I see that Mose Owen Brown mother has done what I thought the government would have done. She has said she's sorry for the action of her son. She apologized to the Koreans. And then she made an appeal that she wants her son to serve for, I think, his jail term in Liberia. That's exactly what we said on the show here the other day. That's exactly what I said should have been the initial response of the government. Acknowledge the ruling of the court, express remorse and regret, and then go beyond the scene diplomatically and see whether something else could be done. Other than that, they only came to the public and said, well, we talked to our lawyer to figure out the options that are available to us. So as I read the model, something, Mo Ali posted something that reminded me to an episode that took place in 2017. So in 2017, Moses claimed that he was a member of the Unity Party. And close to the election, what he was trying to do as a person who claimed that he was a member of the UP was to cause chaos in the ranks and file of UP. He had called me personally. He called Mary Bro, he called a number of persons that Patrick Honor and others are giving the platform on ERBC to Wilmer Pay, and that Wilmer Pay was on the bumper show insulting President Selly. What he didn't know is that the version of the show he was talking about, I was listening to the show at that time. Mary Bro, unfortunately, was not listening, but took the message from Mose Owen Brown and called the bumper show. and creator of sin, calling everybody else, calling Mo Ali, calling this person again, even call President Salim herself. The truth of the matter is, this guy who was claiming to be a unity partisan, who was trying to cause this confusion, was a known sedition. You were already a sedition at the time. But you're trying to cause chaos in the UP. And people like Mary Bro and others fell to that. And if care was not taken, Ellen would have fired Patrick, Honor, and other people on that day or a few days thereafter. Just because somebody who is not a member of your party have played on you, Mary Bro, who at the time was committed to President Sirleaf and the party, to throw a kind of monkey wrench in the process and have some of your strongest people who were leading you towards the election fired. And when I read that show, I was reading the comments on it, and I don't have to say what people were saying on it. What they were saying, they're really Reverend, they are the one who are the right people to talk about that, because they will be telling you about the Bible. People say whatever you sow, you shall reap. And many people believe that the comrade was reaping what he sowed. Maybe true. And let me close by saying, for those of us who are Christians, we should know that this edition of the show we on is taking place on Good Friday. Good Friday is the time when we believe that we got redemption, we got salvation, because it was when our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was crucified to give us freedom, to give us salvation, to give us redemption. He said 7 things while he was on the cross before he gave up his ghost. If you are a Christian, remember that on this day, and the class you had. My God, why have thou forsaken me? Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing. Today, you will be with me in paradise. You were speaking to one of the guys crucified along with him, who was like, another person threw insult at him, and the other one said, oh, you must have differently, but he didn't do nothing. The mother came, woman, behold thy son, son, behold thy mother. I am tested. It is finished. Into your hands, Father, I commit my spirit. These were the 7 words he said on the cross before he gave up the ghost. And for me as a Christian, on this Good Friday, I remember those words. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Pia. The allergy gave my eyes hard and the issue, the pulling falling down here a lot. So, but anyways, so yeah, guys, I think those were very valid point. And Darlington, thanks for bringing that out. And one of the issues I thought was trending. When the president goes to an official function and behave in such reckless and irresponsible manner, it's worrisome. You go to a program, you just sign an agreement where you stated that you're committed to peace, you're committed to upholding the rule of law and peace ahead of the October polls. And then right after you've given a big speech, you've signed the pledge, right within the same corridor you're there telling somebody, say, you're enjoying democracy now, calling him a rogue and other things. Look, and I will imagine if Reginald had said, but you're a criminal yourself, you're stealing the Liberian people money. Imagine what would have been the reaction, maybe of the state security and those who were there, because it was the president who provoked that conversation. And I think Reginald behaved very maturely to not have responded. In other cases, other people will respond, and no matter what the consequences will be, they will be prepared to live with it.
You're supposed to say that nonsense to Yaka Kaluba. Yaka Kaluba to lead here a whole generation around that spot.
You can tell that into Yaka's face and say you're a killer or you're a criminal. Yaka will react right there. And we has to carry himself in a manner becoming of a president. That small boyic behavior, Jamaica Resort star conversation influenced by exotic drinks, Hennessy, and you name it, cannot be the basis for you to engage people everywhere you see them in the public. Calling him rogue, you're looking for killer, you're looking for people enjoying democracy. As Pierre Raleigh said, Joe Howard Taylor is the wife of the man whose government Reginald working that didn't give you democracy. She was first lady in that government. Today she's your vice president. You're looking for who enjoying democracy. You should be reminding her, because she stood right there, watched her husband commit all of the atrocities without saying a word. Even after her husband was indicted, tried and convicted, sentenced, she still doesn't believe that her husband was responsible for the mayhem that happened in Sierra Leone. How dare you? But Reginald is a good man. You know, on the wrong day, you tried that with some other people. They are police people to get you ticket on the spot. The president will tell you right to your face that you're a criminal yourself. You squander the Liberian people money. You're looting our state coffers. And to hell with you. Somebody will tell you that to your face. And then let's see what happened at the peace accord. Boston to flame. Security have to arrest somebody. You know, this is so wrong for the president to be provoking people at public functions, saying nonsense. The same thing happened when Gifty and Abba Peter died, went in your church and started talking recklessly that they were boyfriend and girlfriend. How do you as a president make these kind of outlandish comments about people, about events, about issues that other family are hurting about? And then when you try to talk about it, people, oh, you're against. Nobody against. We are here. This is wrong. President he has to carry himself in a manner that is representative of a president. Nowhere on earth president just goes into a place and sees somebody and say, oh, you're enjoying democracy and you rogue, you stole my car. Get the hell out of here. This is 27 years ago. You have to grow up, man. The same thing you did to other people. When people you bought things for, you say crap about, hey, oh yeah, I get it, man, my clothes. You know how many person help you? When you were playing for IE, playing for Barrow, passing around, standing in front of your transport to Archibald Bonner, you know how many person gave you money? When you were eating potter for dinner, you know how many person gave you money? The money that even took you to preserve for training for 6 months, the taxpayer money. The Liberian people invested in your career. Also, would you be passing around brushing and telling you, say, oh, you ate our money, you didn't even care Lone Star anywhere, any place. You took us the game that should have carried out to walk up. You're compromising for dancing cha-cha-sa. What kind of nonsense is this? You're a president, for God's sake. Act like one. Don't behave like a kid. See people in the street and throwing jabs at them. What manner of nonsense is this? Guys, let's move now.
Yeah, Stevie, 1 minute. 1 minute. I wanted to say something about this Owen Brown and stuff that Pierre talked about. Yeah, I mean, I really, really feel the pain of the mother. You know, initially, one time Clarence called me on a show, I was talking about it. She just said I was giving fake stories. The same thing I said the Korea that I know, that just because of influencing a process that Jill, her own incumbent president at the time, had to local people because you from Liberia, their own citizen, the woman in jail, I think the former president was appealing that they must give us some, and freedom as you want for medical and stuff. They can't compromise these things. Taking story from the issue of Japan, the way they might handle them, their history. So they're against all these things. You know, so maybe the only thing that will happen is if the mother want to come, maybe and pay a visit, I want to can do it. I contacted some of my friends to say yes. But to say you must go serve a punishment in Liberia, I say it can't happen. I really won't see it. It's not possible easily. It's not difficult or very impossible. And, you know, and President, we are, you know, like Darlington, you can be saying that military overtaking a conflicts and stuff and pretending. Then you are there, throwing talks at people. And we said it before. The president, the day he said go teach America chemistry to throw blow, I knew the man was not serious. I mean, I just wanted to pass into that.
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. Thank you. The thing about this case that is most of the time in these rape cases, people forget the victims and they focus more on the perpetrator because of the punishment that eventually will come. And that's why you have to be, people have to be mindful in these cases because the victims are the real ones we should empathize with. They are the people who are hurting through all of this. Moses and his colleague, they ought to know better. He has said it the other day. He needed to zip the pen.
If you don't mind, can I squeeze in a minute, please? If you don't mind.
No, my man. We're going 1 hour already. We'll get talk on anything. I just wanted to make that point. Let's focus more on the victims and whatever happens eventually in the grand scheme of things, we'll be here to break the news. But we wish everybody well in this, and we pray for the family of the victims and wish them as well as they go through recovery.
Guys, what's your next talking point?
So we're going to the pool now.
Yeah, but we got almost 3 hours. I thought you should have given Darlington a chance to say why you want to say it.
No, my Darlington will come today.
Yeah, but you got to respect the opinion of your panelists, my man. You're not micromanaging them.
Darlington issue will go 1 hour and 3 minutes. We got to do the pool for an hour.
It's okay. I will talk later. It's okay.
Okay, no, Darlington, go ahead. 1 minute quickly.
No, I just wanted to say, yeah, Stephen,
let's do the pool for an hour.
South Korea is one country that is dear to America's heart. And for America to particularly, have their mission where they got Marine Corps base station in countries like South Korea, that country to a reasonable extent must have some democratic and judiciary credentials. It is sad that, Brother Owen Brown will get himself in this. But the Owen Brown story can teach us two things. The other day, Pierre struck a very good point that we go to funeral services. The eulogy is not intended for the dead person who lie in the coffin, but it's for the living people. You see, to be honest, I cannot be in South Korea, for example, and I want to misbehave. I don't get guidance from Jerry. I am not suggesting that I want to misbehave. It's not any papa you see. You go, you start plucking. Some are dumper papa, and some are properly rare papa. Stephen, in this country we live in, you will see teenagers. The way they go to school, they wear attachment. You dare not say hello. All her parents go search your phone and see unwarranted messages. You shouldn't even put yourself in that situation. The urge behind Owen Brown wanting to take on that job. When Isaac Jackson even went to court, this brother couldn't wait. The ego, young people, as much as we with the zest, for taking on national leadership, we want to be called ambassadors, Ambassador Moses Owen Brown. I know the brother. He interviewed me at the Women Democracy Radio. I feel for his family. Here is the poor mother now crying and asking the governor of Liberia to keep engaged so that her son will serve his term in Liberia. It's a good thing, and we should ask the government to exert diplomatic, measures so that. But again, the Koreans will not just release him if they don't, because you see that's why all the human rights report coming up. The people want to know your country human rights credential. They just go look at what the U.S. say about you. Just the other day at the police headquarters, a senior officer of the Liberian National Police using his office space to rape somebody. They put him on administrative leave. They brought him back on the job. So these are things the international people take cognizance of, Stevie. I just wanted to throw that in. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlington. Thank you. So, guys, we're going an hour and 5 minutes. Let's run the polls. No, Thomas, we can limit the polls to just people in Liberia. People in America too got influence in the voting Liberia. Believe it or not, somebody here can decide how at least 5 to 10% in Liberia will vote. So this is why the opinion from people here in the diaspora just as they may not be able to vote physically, but they're a strong influence on
No,
the
but it's not even true, Stephen. A lot of people living here and going to register to vote. It may not be as much as those on the ground, but people leave from here to go register to vote. And besides, like you said, even those who are not going, the influence the guys more than even the one vote they would have put in if they went back home. Somebody can sit down here, they have nowhere to mobilize 2,000-3,000 people to vote. So their opinion also matter. And Daniel, is Radio Dubai on?
Yes.
Okay, because I want you to cry here again. No crying, Benet.
Yeah, the people that all get secure.
Somebody crying
yeah, the other last poll we have people were crying. It ain't gotta be you, but people were crying.
Oh.
Yeah, man, I had about me, brother.
Yeah, don't mind.
Yeah.
Me, I hold one issue. I'm talking so inside. We didn't answer. Talent, all of y'all. I want to say you. Me and I want to say with you. You on your own.
My cousin Jerry is okay. So the nature of the politics is democracy.
We yeah now. I hope everybody said.
I got a pen and a notepad. I got a pen and a notepad here.
Yeah, cool. Jerry, you got pen and paper there?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you need
Let me try to get it straight. Okay.
So
Yeah,
Steve, before you start a post, even play one hard GMB song. Anyone that you
let me play one song. Everybody get ready, get your paper, get your pen. Let's start.
And please pin the number, yeah? Stephen, pin the number. So
yeah, but everything will be up. Don't worry.
There is a game, and everybody's supposed to play, but everybody against one man, and that woman is honest. A moment, yeah, because he's a super player. I know. Because he's a brilliant player. That's right. All the opposition starting defense, double defense, triple defense. Hey! But Romain Walker is not the time on those defenses. He's warming up. Babette is warming up. Yeah, he's jogging. And the crowd is cheering. Wow, but I one thing I want to tell you, Babette. Chocolate defense. Babette chocolate defense. How yes? You getting got a bit. Waka chocolate defense. You getting got a bit. Waka chocolate defense. The puppet is a professional player. The puppet is a very, very good driver. No matter what kind of defense you build, now I'm wicked you bevel. Oh, me wicked you karapuke. Hey, oh, me wicked you griki kaka. What I watch? Hey, when it comes hey, we got them when it comes you don't fuck, but you compare away. You compare away. Waka, you compare away. Hey, you getting got a bit. Waka, chocolate defense. You getting got a bit. Waka, chocolate defense. The game is on, and everybody's watching the game. The game is very hot, people being entertained. The ball comes to Joseph Wakayama. The omen balance, he praised the ball. Move it. I see 6 opposition attack the Baba. The omen is very skillful. He getting Karapute the key. I said I'm confused, don't know where to go. They didn't even see the ball. They hit moving, moving, longing behind, opposite behind. Now I've been moving, and he bought with 4 defenders, and he beat the defenders. Several defenders, and he beat the defenders. And he kicks, and it's a goal. Hey, Chakra defense. They put on a defense. Double defense, triple defense. Money for parents are skillful player. Hey, you getting got a bit, you getting got a bit, you getting got a bit. Waka Chakra defense. You getting got a bit, you getting got a bit, you getting got a bit. Waka Chakra defense. Great people, Liberia. I want to introduce somebody to you. A man of impeccable character. He's a reconciler, developmental oriented, man of integrity, principle, knowledgeable and experience. Join him, let's move this country forward. Hey, please be Joseph Waka. Hey, the president Joseph Waka. That Joseph Waka. That Joseph Waka. The president Joseph Waka. Let a Judah me Waka. And together we can take Liberia. Love Liberia. And we all can build Liberia. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. Waka Chakra defense. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. Waka Chakra defense. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. You getting got a bit. Waka Chakra defense. You getting.
Yep. Give them Kalupe. Waka Chakra the defense. So guys, I know everybody is set and ready. We'll begin shortly. So there are 2 questions. When you call, you answer. So to take note. First question is who they prefer as a running mate. The second question to that is whether they will support any candidate in the event where the preferred candidate wasn't selected. So just want to know a few things, and then we can conduct this pool, get the results, and we can pick up from there. I'm trying to arrange the number for the call.
Steven, may I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Why are we running this pool?
It's just part of just what we just want to know, man. What's going on?
The same reason we've been running all the other pools we've been running here.
Oh, but all the other pools have made no impact.
Who told you that? Have there been a decision?
Nobody.
We know
what. Nobody.
No decision have been made.
You're
not speaking for me. I don't want to talk.
Let me say this. Let me say this on this pool matter, right? And let me be very clear. I mean, conducting a pool and get the reflection of our people is very good, but primarily picking the vice running mate is squarely at the disposal of the principal, and that person will be Joseph Waka. He gets to pick whoever he wants. I mean, doing an opinion pool. It's not like we're doing a pool for a district or for a county. So
yeah, but the vice president, the former vice president, listens to this show a lot. He's one of our biggest supporters here, and so it's important as he thinks about making that decision for us to just hear what our people thinking.
Can you add my number? Can you add my number?
But Steven, in addition to that,
Steven, can you add my number?
The vice president is a very wise man.
Why you want your number? Why you want your number to be either? You want to call you?
Maybe those who are not being close to him, they don't know. He's a very wise man. 2, democracy is about the people. It would make no sense. Forget about class reloaded. A lot of people have been having pool beside class reloaded. It would make no sense, absolutely, that the sum total or the aggregate of all the pooling that have taken place in the country will be saying something. And as wise as Oben Boakar is, you say to hell with those thoughts that have been expressed by our people on the different platforms. I don't think so. I sure the old man listens, and we're not doing it to say because we're doing it, we're forcing him, because we just want all of it. Like I said, that the reason why I'm making reference to many pools is because we just want outlets. But you particularly, Daniel, you on the ground, you know that there's been many pooling taking place in that River that beside class reloaded. And if those pools are pointing somewhere, the boy is in Oben Boakar's school, and Darlington said that's his prerogative, true.
Yep.
But when he goes to the pool, he doesn't vote himself. That people are supposed to vote him. And I know that as wise as he is, he takes that into consideration and it's at the back of his mind.
Stevie, you can add my number so we have multiple.
So pooling is very important, Daniel. Forget about it. Whether our personal interest is satisfied, pooling is important. Even if it doesn't come away, pooling is important.
I let you go to the talk about the issue.
They do these pools in America every now and then.
You also have multiple diaspora calls.
Even you open the line on my phone, I started ringing. I see announcing number.
Even just yesterday, there was a new poll released on the how favorable President Biden is. 2 days ago, there was a polling on why Americans think about with 60% saying they support it. So the people do these things because every policy decision you take got to consider the interest of the people and what the people think.
Stevie, can you also add my number so we can have multiple diaspora number?
Put it in the chat.
The number is okay, man.
No, my man. You have to have other people calling.
You can add that. Nothing wrong with that. You got five local numbers, so 2 diaspora number will not do anything.
Yeah, my number is there.
Those of us we listening, but Darlington, why you fighting today that number you can't all the time you've been talking? You put your number there.
Darlington want the people from his tendency to call his number.
You see that? Cause we are not putting your number there.
They got it full of you, yo.
Hold on. Let me get this. Let me get the number there straight. That's one. Hold on, let me get it.
Going 5-5 yeah, or 2-2 or 3-3.
Damn it. JB, man. The whole country quiet.
So we have enough time, and I get 2 questions to answer. You and Jupor, we are local now. We take 4 each.
Yeah.
We have take 4 your break. That is myself. We take 2 each. Then we'll go back to your 4-2.
Okay. So Jupor 4.
Yeah, 8-4. Get it out.
Okay. Jupor, announce the number now.
So this evening, the numbers to put you through are 0887 0436 60, 0887 0436 60, 0770 47 2019, 0770 47 2019.
Just hold it on.
And 0770 01. That's 01 36 67, 0770 01 36 67, 0770 07 72 06 67 72 82. 086 67 72 82. And the diaspora number +1 401 688 8266 +1 401 688 8266 and +1 215 824 6060 +1 215 824 6060 +1 215 824 6060. So I can start from my side, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. You calling the number. Go ahead.
So we already have someone on the line. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I think why calling from one country.
From Bon County, go ahead, Chief. You following the program?
Yeah, I would prefer Nyomli Kanga Lawrence.
Nyomli Kanga Lawrence. So if Nyomli Kanga Lawrence is not selected as the vice running mate to Ambassador Boakai, will you still support the presidency of Ambassador Boakai?
Oh yeah, for the sake of the country, we will support.
No, Jupo, don't go beyond that. Yes,
Don't go too long. You've got too long.
Yes or no, Jupo?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yes or no?
Hello. Juba, 1 second. Good evening to everybody. I will log off. I will follow the show. I don't want my presence to seem like we're influencing. After the vote, I will come back to talk about after the vote, I will come back to talk about the rehabilitation center that we're going tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I want everybody thinking my presence. Yeah. So yeah, I will log.
Okay, Mr. Principal, we'll bring you back.
Yeah, thank you. I will be watching you in the background. And a simple mistake.
Chupa Guay. Hello, caller.
How are you?
Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Lima County, District 8, Lima County.
Okay.
My name is Carlos Jaka. I'm supporting a prefer Senator Kun.
Okay, and if Kun is that name, will you support Boakai?
No problem.
All right, thank you. Hello, caller.
Yeah, Jiba.
Your name and where you call from? Hold it on. Okay, who is a candidate?
Ambassador Boakai.
Who do you prefer for him to name as running mate?
Nyomli Kanga Lawrence from Zambia, Senator.
If Nyomli is not named, will you support Boakai?
Sure, 100%.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Caller, hello. Caller, hello. Stop listening to the radio. Listen to the phone. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Francis Myers. I do call from the Kiana City, Grand Bassa.
Who is your preferred VP candidate, Ambassador Boakai?
Senator Nyomli Kanga Lawrence.
If she's not named, will you support Boakai?
My political leader with Tisha.
Thank you. Caller, hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Brooks E.K. I call from Canton, Lima County.
Who is your preferred VP candidate, Ambassador Boakai?
My preferred VP candidate is Senator Jeremiah Kwan.
If Senator Kun is not named, will you support Boakai?
If anyone is named besides Senator Kwan, I'm going to support the presidency of Ambassador Mr. Yuma Boakai, the rescue father.
Thank you. Hello, caller.
Hello, Juvenile. Nyomli Kanga Lawrence.
If she's not named, will you support Boakai?
Evidently.
Thank you. Hello, caller.
Yes. Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Stewart speaking from Yasno, Lima County.
Who is your candidate?
I'll select Jeremiah Kun.
If he's not named, will you support Boakai?
Yeah?
If Boakai doesn't name Kun, will you still support Boakai?
100%.
Thank you.
Daniel, I think you're going the number, so let come on the other side. caller on the line from the US.
Hello?
Yes.
You gotta hold it on.
Yeah, my name is Winifred. I'm calling from Delaware.
Yes, Winifred, Charles of Running Mate.
Aaron Costa.
If Costa is not chosen, will you still support Bouaka?
Oh, definitely.
All right, thank you. Caller on the line from, I guess, New York. Caller on the line from New York.
How you doing, sir?
Yes, your choice of running mate.
My choice of running mate is Henry P. Costa.
If Henry Costa is not chosen, will you still support Bouaka? Thank you. But Darlington, go ahead.
I don't have a call, so you can go ahead. You can take 4-1 out in. You are muted, Pia. Okay, I got a call here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Daniel, you start disorganizing the thing.
Okay. Who's your candidate?
Yeah, hold on, caller. Hold on. Just hold on.
We will do this for Liberia. We already.
No, your name and where you call from?
I'm Daniel Kirikagwa calling from Bon County, Banga City.
Who is your candidate?
My candidate is Liberia. Anybody give me choose, I'm going to stand by him for that because we need somebody that will rescue this country.
Thank you.
Okay, Daniel, you gotta hold it there. We gotta be organized. You're taking 8, we're taking 4. Why they taking call on the side? You can't jump there and start taking call.
I thought you were done, Pia.
No. Okay, caller, go ahead.
Yeah, I said my name is Kamara Wakachile, and I joined the conversation from Germany.
Yeah, quickly.
My choice of candidate is Senator Yombri Tanga Laura.
What if she is not picked? Will you still support Joseph Bouaka?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely I will support.
Thank you. Darlington, if you get a caller, go ahead.
I have a caller. Caller, go ahead. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Alberta. I'm calling from Pennsylvania. I support Joseph Bouaka with Henry Costa, but if he doesn't carry Costa, I'll support him any candidate he take.
Thank you. I have one more here. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from? That's just 2.
My name is Santi Kubas.
Say it again.
I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Okay, good. Your choice for running mate. Henry P. Costa. Thank you. I have another caller here.
Not 3. 2.
Okay.
We're not taking that third one.
All right.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
Christopher Sion, calling from Gata City, Country.
Okay, who's your candidate?
Honorable Kun.
If Bouaka doesn't name Kun, will you still support him?
No.
Thank you. Hello, caller. Call on the line.
Darlington, if it is your phone that ringing, you got to mute while you're not on because it's interfering.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Yeah.
Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I'm calling I'm calling from Power, New Jersey.
Who is your candidate?
My candidate is Maya Kun. I only made a Jesus Nima Bouaka.
If he's not named, will you still support Bouaka?
100%.
Okay, thank you. Call on the line. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you call from?
Romeo Tawina from Kansas City, Nimba County.
Who's your candidate?
Councilor Clarence Gonglo.
If Bouaka doesn't name Gonglo, will you still support him? Caller, hello.
Hello.
Go ahead, your name and where you call from?
Calling from Gambasa County.
Who's your candidate? Your preferred VP candidate with Bouaka? If Bouaka doesn't name Nyombri, will you still support him?
I will still lead that coming up for the Senate of the President.
All right.
Stephen, what happened to Jubor?
I have a call yet.
Darlington, the book got to take 8 before they come to us. So you have a caller, hold on.
Call on the line. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Your name and where you call from?
Name is Salah Kane. I'm calling for the two Mosaro County.
Who's your preferred VP choice to Bwaka?
Nyomri Kanga Lawrence.
If Bwaka doesn't name Nyomri, will you still support him?
Yeah.
Thank you. Call on the Lone Star line. How are you? Call on the Lone Star line. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Sir, I said Nyomri Kanga Lawrence.
Okay, thank you. Hello, caller.
You didn't ask the man the second question as to whether he was supporting Nyomri not choose. And besides that, you're taking food, you're taking food, so don't be going endlessly.
Yeah, but Pia, Juba, yeah.
But Pia, you confusing it. I know Juba is off and on. Caller, go ahead.
Stephen just brought the man on.
Yeah, he go back off. The man internet. That's correct. So
Who's your choice of VP candidate to Bwaka?
Once Juba not here, he will take it.
If Bwaka doesn't name Kun, will you still support Bwaka?
I will support him.
Thank you. Caller on the orange line. How are you?
Yeah, I'm Utah from the Grand Bassa Country.
Okay. Who's your preferred candidate VP choice of Bwaka?
Senator Nyomri Kanga Lawrence.
If Bwaka doesn't name her, will you still support him?
She will decide.
Thank you. Call on the Lone Star line. Juba, you got a call?
Yeah. Hello.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go overseas.
Hello.
Go ahead.
James Henry.
Okay.
Call from Kakata City.
Who's
Nyomri Kanga Lawrence, Senator from Grand Bassa County.
If Bwaka doesn't name her, will you still support him?
It all will be decided by the person that I support.
All right, thank you. Yeah, up to you, Pia.
Okay, call out the line, go ahead.
My name is Blessing, and I'm from New Jersey.
Yes, ma'am.
And I vote Henry Costa.
Why if Bwaka doesn't pick him? Will you still support Bwaka if he doesn't pick Henry Costa?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted from you. Thank you. Let me take the second one that I come to you, Darlington. His caller. Sorry. Caller on the line. Your choice. Okay. I call not ready. So call on the line, your choice. Call on the line.
I'm Farrah Harris calling from West Virginia, Nyomri Kanga Lawrence.
Why if Bwaka doesn't pick Nyomri?
Wherever Nyomri goes, there we will go.
Okay. Darlington, go ahead.
Caller, you've been on the line for some time. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Nehemiah. I'm calling from Australia. And my choice for VP position is Henry P. Costa.
And why if Bwaka doesn't take Henry Costa? Will you still support him?
GMB would ever be my choice. Yes, I will support GMB.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay. Your name, please.
My name is Dawu.
Who's your choice for VP?
Henry P. Costa.
And if Bwaka doesn't pick Costa?
I will definitely go with Bwaka as well.
Thank you.
All right, go back to the local call. Go back to the local call.
So I have a call on the line. Caller, what's the name where you're calling us from tonight?
I'm calling from Kansas City, Nima County.
It's good to have you. Go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, after your question, Senator Kun is the best because since he got into electoral race, I always best victorious.
No time for everything there.
Yeah, so there is no time. Just tell us if who is not selected. What's the next option?
Yeah, what is it? Wheresoever Senator Kun go there, we are going. It's
Okay.
We still have to vote.
Thank you. Hello.
You probably ask the question properly. Now, about next option. If DMB doesn't take your choice, will you still vote for him? That's the question direct. I just yes or no thing.
Okay, go ahead. What's the name you're calling us from? Caller, you live in the program. You are a police, can you have voice or boss man?
I'm calling for rehab for Colorado County.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my choice for PPK is Senator Lawrence.
So if not, I mean, if she's not selected, we vote Ambassador Blacklight. Okay. You're live on the program, caller. Please turn down your monitor. Live on the program. You're live on the program. Please turn down your monitor and tell us your name.
I choose Senator Lawrence.
Okay, if Senator Lauren is not selected as the vice running mate, we vote the ambassador. Thank you so very kindly.
Hello.
You live on the program, ma'am. Who's your preferment? You live on the program. Who's your preferment? Yeah. So who's your preferment, ma'am? Who you prefer to be? So if Nyombi is not picked as the vice running mate, we vote Ambassador Blacklight.
Sure.
Thank you.
Daniel,
Is your
Hello,
turn,
caller.
Daniel?
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Commerce Lord in a call from Tuguru.
Okay, who's your preferred candidate?
Nobby Kanga Lawrence.
What if she's not named Abwaka? Will you say support him?
Exactly.
Thank you. Call on the orange line. How are you?
Yeah, good evening. I'm taking a student calling from Greenbass County.
Who's your preferred VP choice or the ambassador?
Senator Kanga Lawrence.
What if she's not named?
She will decide.
Thank you. Caller, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Your name and where you call from?
This is Musa Sharif calling from Labasi.
Who's your preferred VP choice for the ambassador?
Aaron Pedro Costa.
What if Costa is not named?
Definitely, I'll still support Israel Baga.
Thank you. Caller on the orange line, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry, Duma calling from Black Bassa.
Who's your preferred pick? Why if Kun is not named by the ambassador?
I will still vote for Ambassador.
Okay, call on the line. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel P. I'm calling from Nigeria, Lagos.
Oh, from Lagos. Who is your choice to run for, as vice president of Joseph Waka?
Dominican Lawrence.
What if Waka doesn't pick up? Will you still support him?
100%.
Thank you. Now let me take my second and I'll come to you. We're taking only two. Call on the line, go ahead. Call on the line.
Yes.
Your choice for running mate.
Aaron P. Costa.
What if Joseph Waka doesn't pick him? What if Waka doesn't pick Henry Costa? You still support him?
I will still support Joseph Waka 100%.
Okay, then don't take your two calls.
Hello, caller. You've been on the line from Rhode Island. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Mutari Cedric Wapede calling from Rock Island, Illinois.
Why you doing the camera so?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, so my favorite candidate is Jeremiah Kwanku.
All right, Jeremiah Kun. And if Waka doesn't pick Jeremiah Kun, will you support him?
I still support him 100%.
All right, thank you. One more caller here. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Pony. I'm calling from Istanbul.
Okay, caller from Istanbul. Who's your preferred choice for VP?
I support all the Vice President Kennedy. I just want to.
My man gotta be serious here, but how you say you support the Vice President Kennedy? Pick one.
I'm serious. I'm serious
All right.
for it. I'm supporting Joseph Boakai. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So, and
Daniel, go ahead.
Daniel, go ahead. Daniel, you muted.
Daniel, you muted. We're not hearing anything you're doing there. You muted.
If Baga, like you said, Jeremiah Kun, right? Why if Baga doesn't name Kun?
Well, who is the materials, especially for the buyers like Europe? So we just appeal to him so he can carry him who I already meet.
Okay, thank you.
Is that a valid vote?
Go ahead.
I'm still joining from Bomba City.
Go ahead. Yeah. Who your preferred pick?
Yeah, Senator Kun.
Okay, why Baga ain't carry Kun?
My brother, and I already see the vision on our Baga carrying Senator Kun live.
Thank you, boss man. Call on the long side line. How are you?
Hello.
Okay, your name where you call from?
Yeah, this is Eric GPR calling from Cantor, LPNC Road.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no Buchanan Lawrence.
Why Baga ain't anymore?
Anyway, we can our mother, our sister, they need Chino and Chino balance.
Yeah, but when asked for that one, we say why Baga not anymore? What will happen?
No, I will say continue my support.
Thank you. Call on the, no, I go just two. I tell one. Call on, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing?
Your name where you call from?
My name is Alpha Kabara. I'm calling from local community.
Okay, who's your preferred pick?
Henry Pedro Costa.
Why Baga doesn't name Costa?
I will vote all day of my life.
All right, thank you. Call on the orange line. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Where you call from?
I call from Gola College District, specifically Gokiam, Grand Kidman.
Who's your preferred pick to the ambassador?
Jeremiah Kun.
Okay, why Baga ain't carry Kun?
I will still vote for Omen Baga.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, caller on the line. Who is your preferred pick for running mate?
Sorry, gotta wait for us.
Nobody Kanga Lawrence.
Okay, nobody Kanga Lawrence. Why did Joseph Boakai decide not to pick or you still support Boakai?
Oh yeah, I still support Boakai. Tell him I'm good for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Caller on the line, your preferred pick for running mate.
For me, this is Dick.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is David Ebakowa. I'm calling from Oslo in Norway.
Yeah.
My preferred candidate would be the choice of Boakai.
Okay. Anybody Joseph Boakai picks?
Exactly.
All right. Daddy, don't go ahead. Take your two calls.
Caller from Ohio. The name of where you calling from?
I'm Hassan Kamara. I'm not from Ohio. I'm calling from Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay, Virginia.
I prefer Henry Costa.
And why if Baga don't pick Costa?
I will still support him.
Okay, thank you. All right, 1 second here. Caller, you been? Hold on. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
I'm calling from Delaware.
Your name, please.
This is Anna Hart.
Your pick for vice running mate.
Of course, Henry P. Costa.
And if Boakai doesn't take Costa,
I will most definitely support GMB.
okay, you still support Boakai. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Caller on the orange line. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm asking you, William calling from Grand Bassa County.
Okay, who's your preferred VP choice to the Omen?
Senator Nyobli Kanga Lawrence.
And why if Baga doesn't name her?
We know Baga will name her, but I will still support Baga.
All right, thank you. Okay, caller, how are you?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
My name is Rahman Mara. I'm from Nima, East Pacific Canada.
Okay, who's your preferred VP choice? And why if Baga doesn't name him? All right, thank you. Caller, how are you? Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Your name, where you call from?
Oh, I'm Chris Moore. I call from Maryland, people.
Maryland people. How you following the show?
I'm following internet.
Okay, who's your preferred VP pick to the woman?
Youngly. Senator Youngly.
And why if she's not named?
I will still support.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Really?
Hold on. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Your name, where you call from?
Yeah, my name is British Carly, and I join you from Rovio.
Okay, who's your preferred candidate? No, hold on. No, hold on. I mean, you're not ready. Call your name and go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is James Bia. I do call from Riverside County. Preferred candidate is Senator Nyamikanga Lawrence.
And why?
She is from Kempasha County.
Why is she's not named?
We still have to support GMB because we need to take off this criminal government.
Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Charlton A. Jimmy calling from Bicano.
Okay, who's your preferred candidate?
Young Lawrence.
Okay, why she's not named? Will you say support Baga?
What I play over GMB, I will say support Baga.
Okay. Pia?
Caller on the line from the US, go ahead. Your name and then your choice. Caller on the line from the US.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm George Numbo.
All right.
I support the two primary candidates, Yombly Kanga Lawrence or Kun. If Joseph Boakai does not select any of those two, I have thousands of voters on my belt. I will influence them not to support Boakai.
All right.
And I feel that this.
No, we want explanation.
I have people here who call some of us claustrophobic, and for them to be talking or taking calls, I feel that the whole program is conflicted. Thank you.
Somebody on the line say they claustrophobic?
Say we are claustrophobic. Darlington here.
Oh, Darlington.
Yes,
Darlington said he's claustrophobic.
Yes.
So you believe that because of that he should not be taking call?
He should not be taking call.
What about Daniel Sano? What about Daniel Sano who works in Yombly Kanga Lawrence office? Oh, he's also conflicted. So we should call the both of them. Oh, only Jupo myself you take the call, right? All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me take my second caller. I can do Daniel. You honor your, I mean, Darlington, you honor your tag as always, because you can't bring claustrophobic business here. Caller, my second caller, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Dennis Johnson, calling from the USA, Delaware.
Yes, sir. Your vote?
Oh, my vote, I'll be voting for Herman Petro Costa.
Why if Joseph Boakai does not pay Costa?
Oh, 100%.
You still support
Joseph Boakai.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then don't go ahead, your two calls.
Hold on. Call out your name and where you calling from.
My name is Jay Banja Katakao.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California.
Who's your pick for running mate?
Henry Petro Costa.
And if Boakai don't take Henry.
I will still support Boakai.
Thank you. Caller from Minnesota. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Hassan Douglas calling from Minnesota.
I just hear you preferable candidate. For me, both of them, either Kom or Nyambi Kanga.
You got to pick, Chief. You have to pick one. I know you want to pick two. Pick one, yeah.
Okay. Then I pick up Nyambi.
Okay, thank you.
The Senator Nyambi.
All right.
Oh, Darlington, why if the person is not paid, you should ask him the second question.
Can I proceed?
Yeah, Darlington,
go ahead, Daniel.
Go ahead.
Call on the orange line. How are you? Your background is terrible. Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Grand Barracks. I'm Joseph P. Dillon.
Who's your why if she's not picked?
She will decide for us.
All right, thank you. Call on the Lone Star line. Go ahead.
Yeah. Senator Kun. This is what
Okay. Why if Kun is not named?
No to Baga.
Thank you. Call on the orange line.
No, right? He said no, right?
Yeah, he said no.
Yeah, I'm calling for Ambassador. My name is Ahmad Donzo.
Hold the line.
I'm calling for Ambassador. My name is Ahmad Donzo.
Okay. Why if she's not named? Why if she's not named? I said why if Baga doesn't name her? All right, thank you. Call her on the orange line. How are you?
Hello, yeah, I'm all right.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Grand Barracks.
Oh, Mr. Gabriel, how are you?
They're fine.
they pull that shit. The chairman calling. So, who's your preferred candidate? And why if she's not chosen by Boaka?
Man, I know that, but know very well that it's sufficient. It's very reliable, and Boaka will take her. I know that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay. Caller, are you there?
Hello? Yeah, hello. I'm Joseph Kalo calling for Qatar.
All right, Joseph. Who's your candidate? Senator Kun. Why if he's not chosen? All right, thank you. Call on the Lone Star line. How are you?
I'm very good.
Name and where you call from?
My name is Titi Kalo, and I play for the Highway.
Okay. So who's your preferred VP choice to the ambassador? Okay. So why if Kun was not chosen?
I will say for Ambassador Boaka because I hear from him he did go and the public that he happened 2017.
Thank you. We here for all our long explanation. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, this is Joe Vitompi, and I join you from my oral area in Maserado.
Who's your preferred VP pick to Boaka?
Senator Nyambi Kanga Lawrence.
Why if she's not named?
Oh, the PA will decide.
Thank you. I got one more to go up here. Call on the Lone Star, the orange line. How are you?
Not bad. How you doing?
I'm good. Your name and where you call from?
Joshua Gay from Takata.
Joshua, who's your preferred VP pick to Boaka?
Senator Kun.
Why if Kun was not named?
I am still there 100%.
Thank you.
Okay, you stay there 100%. Caller on the line, go ahead. Caller from the US. Your name and your choice.
Yes, I'm from Canada. My name is Frances Wallow. My choice is Nyambi Kanga Lawrence.
What if Boaka doesn't pick Nyambi? Will you still support him?
I will absolutely support him.
Thank you. My second caller, before I go to Darlington, your name and your choice.
My name is Nukwewo Molba.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm calling from New Jersey.
Your choice.
My choice is Nyambi Kanga Lawrence.
If Boaka doesn't choose her, will you still support Boaka?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now you don't go ahead.
Caller from Australia. You've been patient. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Blair Dolo, and I'm calling from Australia. Originally from Nima County, from the Manor Belt.
Mm-hmm. Your pick for running mate, fast running mate.
My pick is Yombi Lawrence.
And if Burger don't pick Yombi Lawrence, who will you support?
I'll still tell my family and friends to vote for Ambassador Burger.
All right, thank you. One more caller, yeah. This person has been on my line. Okay. Hello, caller. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Stephen Corto, and I call you from Delaware, USA.
All right, Stephen. Who's your pick for vice running mate?
I hear from Nima, but then I'll be supporting Yombi Lawrence.
Okay.
In case she's not picked, we'll fall in line with Rescue One.
Okay, so and I mean, if she's not picked, you support anybody he picks, right?
Rescue One.
All right, thank you.
Jupo, if you got call, go ahead because you just on and off. Go ahead.
Quiet, caller. What's the name? What are you calling us from?
Yes, I'm Samba.
Okay, Chief, go ahead. Who's your preferment?
Yes, I'm Samba from Ganta.
Jeremiah Kuhn. If who is not selected, who will you vote for?
I'm 100% Waka.
Waka, thank you. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
You live in the program. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm here, Steven Jenny. I'm calling from Ganta.
From Ganta, it's good having you, Chief. So tell us, who's your preferment?
Yeah.
I'm not getting you. Who's your preferment? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
You're having a program, Chief. What's your name? And let's talk.
I'm Tony Poso, calling from Soul Clinic.
It's good having you from Soul Clinic. Tell us, who's your preferment?
Yombi Lawrence.
If Nyombli is not selected,
I'll take with
okay.
Rescue One.
Rescue One. Thank you. Hello.
I got a call.
Yes, good evening. Let me just after this end you come to.
Sano, you alone taking all the call, take a phone call. Then you can't do it for your own phone call.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Alan Mia. I'm calling from Ganta.
Jeremiah Kuhn. So if Honorable Kuhn is not selected, will you still vote Rescue One?
100%. I am a family has decided to do for KMB.
KMB. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Live on the program. I think you.
Yes, I get I'm calling from the photo.
Okay, Michael, go ahead. What's your preference? Normally, Lawrence. Okay. If she's not selected, thank you.
Daniel, go ahead.
Call your name and where you call from. Who's your preferred choice? Why if she's not picked?
She would decide where to go.
All right, thank you. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, your name and where you call from?
Apple was running for Buchanan, Alpha County.
Okay, who's your preferred candidate?
Lawrence.
Why if she's not chosen?
Whether error you be goes or where I will go.
Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm there.
Your name and where you call from?
This is Lawrence David Jeans. I joined the conversation from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County.
Okay, who's your preferred choice?
Senator John Kanga Lawrence.
Why if she's not chosen?
Wherever she goes, there we go.
Thank you. Caller, how are you? Okay. Call on the Lone Star line. You there?
Yes.
Your name and where you call from?
And you ask for people calling from Carlegging.
Where?
Carlegging in my country.
Go ahead, Erasmo.
Yeah. Brother.
Why if she's not chosen?
I'll do some brother.
Thank you.
Are you done?
Cora, are you there? The last one. Cora, are you there? Cora, are you there?
Yeah, please. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
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 I mean, they got a line difficult to go to. Go through the line. I'm hearing you. How are you? Your name and what? Okay, so who you think Braga should choose? And why if she's not chosen? What will happen? What you say about Braga? Now the question we're asking you. The question we're asking is yes and no. If Nyomli is not chosen by Braga, will you say support Braga?
Yes, I will say support Braga.
Thank you.
Okay, call on the line from the U.S. You stay on the line. Thank you for holding on. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Jeremy Pega. I'm calling from Rochester.
Yes, sir.
We support Senator Lawrence, Kanga Lawrence.
If Joseph Boakai decide not to pick up, will you still support Joseph Boakai?
I will still support GMB. My entire family in Liberia, Riversalls, Green Pass, Montserrat County will support GMB.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Let me take my second, then I'll come to you. Caller on the line, your name.
My name is James Calabuton. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Your choice.
I chose anybody who may carry out support to 100%.
All right, so you don't have a problem. Anybody you choose, whether nobody, Kun, Costa, you will support. Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead, Darlington, your two calls.
Caller, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Justice Curley. I'm calling from Iowa.
Who's your pick for running mate?
Henry Petro Costa.
And if he's not pick,
I'll still support the struggle.
all right, thank you. Caller from Delaware, your name and where you calling from?
Hello?
You're live. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Saruna Nella.
Mm-hmm. And who's your pick for?
I'm calling from Delaware.
And who you support for running mate?
I support Henry Costa.
And if Joseph Boakai don't pick Henry Costa,
I will still support him.
okay, thank you.
All right.
Go ahead, Dupont.
Call on the line, please go ahead.
Yeah, Gobi.
You're having a program, please.
This is Prince Beneva from Portland. District number 3, Montreal.
Okay, go ahead.
Jumbling.
If not selected.
100% support GMB.
Okay, thank you so much. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're having a program. Go ahead, Jusu. Who's your preferment?
I'm calling from the Johnsonville Bell.
Who's your preferment, Jusu?
Which species? Pedro Costa.
Costa. So if he's not selected,
no problem. Anybody go back and we will take the answer.
no problem, Chief. Thank you. Hello.
Well, you be English or prefer me, baby. When they think down. Yeah, why not prefer me to you? Also, Pokemon, they just speak English. You prefer me.
Okay, yes, hello. You're having a program.
Yeah, I'm calling for Canada. My name is Joseph Kerr.
Okay, yes, Jay.
I will support any running mate that GMB select. I will support them.
Any running mate. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm Samuel Papaya and I do join you for the post of Kenya.
Go ahead, Chief.
Say that.
Please go ahead, please.
Okay, my child is Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence.
Okay, so if Senator Nyombi is not selected,
I still support Joseph Boakai 100%. Even if Joseph Boakai put one push-up behind that, we still support him.
thank you so much. Daniel, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Call on the orange line. How are you?
I'm okay. This is Richmond Benson calling from Grand Basel.
Richmond.
So Daniel will call and come from Grand Basel.
Huh?
Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence.
What if Boakai doesn't choose her?
She will decide where we go.
All right, thank you. Let me take the call on the call on the MTN line. You there? Call on the MTN line. You there?
My name is Dennis Lana calling for Uganda, Lima County.
Yeah, you see, I'm a call from Basel. Yeah, pull from Nima calling Malan. Go ahead, Eric.
Yes. I choose Senator Johnson, Senator Cook.
Senator Johnson, Senator Cook. Anyway, why if Kun was not chosen by Boakai?
Huh?
Why if Boakai doesn't choose Kun?
We'll just support him.
All right, thank you. Call on the Lone Star line. How are you? Call, are you there? Okay, so come to the orange line. Call, are you there? Austin from Ganta? Yeah, no call from Ganta. Senator Kun, why if Kun was not chosen?
I will go by the
You go by the Jawia. Yeah. Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Hello.
Caller on the Lone Star line. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm Westmore Wilson calling from Maryland.
Westmore Wilson. And you call first?
No. This is my first call ever in the creation of this platform.
Okay, who's your preferred candidate?
I prefer Jeremiah Kun from Lima.
Okay.
No,
I say what if he's not named? I say give reason.
Okay, if you don't name, actually I'm a UP member for the United Party. Since I was 12 years, my father introduced the United Party to me.
My man, all that's so important. The line is Jimmy.
Yeah, no, they are important.
Will you still support Boakai?
Anywhere Boakai goes, they will go. Anywhere you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Yeah.
Your name and where you call from? Huh? What call your name now? Prince Mane.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Why if Kun was not chosen? Thank you.
Okay, caller on the. I thought you going for Daniel.
One more.
The last caller said Kun, right?
Yeah, Kun. Caller, are you there? Yeah. Your name and where you call from? You say your name?
Well, I'm actually calling from the candidate.
Who's your candidate?
Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence.
Why if she's not chosen?
No, she's the dreams and aspirations of the people there. Just second chance.
Thank you. Yeah, up to you.
Caller on the line, go ahead.
Okay, I'm Jerry Ajevom. I'm calling from northern Sweden, where I'm studying, and I support Nyombi Kanga to be the vice running mate for Joseph Numa Boakai.
If Boakai does not choose Nyombi, will you still support Boakai?
I'm a full Unity Party man, so I continue supporting Joseph Boakai.
Okay, thank you very much.
No matter who he chooses.
Thank you. You are clear. Let me take my second one, Darlington, and come over to you. Caller on the line. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is
So you're listening to it. Whatever you're listening to on the show, you're still listening to it. You gotta cut it off and pay attention only to the phone.
Okay, my name is Alfonso. I'm calling from Minnesota. And I do support Mr. Kong.
If Joseph Boakai does not choose Kun, will you still support Boakai for president?
Yeah, I'm for change, man.
Okay, thank you very much. Daddy, don't go ahead. Thank you.
Caller, you been patient. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Harris Cordoba, calling from Dupo Road, Zubatan.
Dupo Road, Zubatan. Who you support for VP?
Yeah. Henry P. Costa.
And if Boakai don't take Henry Costa?
I will still support Joseph Imam Boakai.
Thank you. Caller from Massachusetts. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, Jared James Dobley.
Jared Dobley. I want man Jared Dobley.
The opposition to be running mate to Joe Boakai, followed by Tiago Gondo. We need people with foot.
Jared Dobley, give me 1 minute. Cousin Jared.
Who is he like?
Jared James Dobley, I support the opposition model. Senator Nyori Konga Lawrence.
Okay.
Have a base, followed by Councilor Tiago Gondo.
But Jared got a P1. P1 Jared Dobley. Jared Dobley.
What if his choice is not P?
Why if your choice is not taken? Will you support Joseph Boakai?
You said Joseph Boakai, Jared, my brother, my son and blood. This is why we.
Hey, Jared Dobley. If Boakai not pick your choice of running mate, will you support Boakai?
You said Boakai, you said Jared, we support the want to rescue that country. My brother will do anything.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jared Dobley from Worcester, Massachusetts.
From Worcester, Mass.
Bye bye, Jared.
What's up?
Yeah, I think we should take one more round so that we can be able to get time to do the result and then conclude.
How long can you calculate how long you taking the call for already?
So we've gone about 1 hour 40 minutes.
On course?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. Because we started within 1 hour.
It's gonna be 1 hour 40 minutes.
1 hour 13 minutes. 1 hour 13 minutes.
40 minutes, not possible.
But we said a call for 1 hour.
No, we didn't say so.
Let's take few.
I think we need to stop it there, man. Yeah,
we'll stop it there. So that, because the number, I thought Pastor Mo was helping me. He left. I got to calculate all the things.
Yeah. And
I got all the numbers here.
And second, they don't want to talk something, so we got to call out our point.
I got the numbers here.
I read it down.
Yeah, when they don't encounter by a rehab center to vote close. So,
yeah, so let's take one more round and then we'll close it.
I don't know, take a second call.
He done. Danny done.
So you told me one.
You told one guy.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I'll be live in the program. Please go
And
ahead.
then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I'll be live in the program. Please go ahead. You live on the program. Please go ahead. Hello? Yeah, you live on the program. Go ahead. You live on the program. Please go ahead. Okay, sorry. Hello? You live on the program. Go ahead. What's your name? You live on the program. Oh, what's going on?
You sure you're not having a problem? You sure your system having
Hello?
a problem?
Yeah, I'll be live on the program. What's your name? We are okay. What's your name? Where are you calling us from tonight? It's good having you from Ganta. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I will vote Jericho and JMB.
Okay, so if Mr. Honorable Kun is not selected, will you still vote JMB?
Yeah, I will still vote JMB.
Thank you so much. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
You have a program, please go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Franklin.
Okay, Franklin.
Yeah, I chose Senator Kun.
Senator Kun. So if Senator Kun is not taken as the vice running mate, we still vote JMB. Say that? You will stay alone. Okay, Chief. Hello. Yeah, you're having a program. Go ahead. So if Senator Lawrence Kanga is not selected,
She would decide where to go.
okay, thank you. So let me take my last. You're having a program. Please turn down your monitor, please. Sorry. Hello? Yeah. Please go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling us from tonight?
Ernest calling for Ganga.
It's good having you, Agnes. Go ahead.
Okay, I choose Senator Kun.
Senator Kun. So if he is not selected,
We will still support Joseph Dimabwaga.
thank you.
Caller on the orange line, how are you?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, your name and where you call from?
I'm Timothy Brown calling from Rwanda, Kigali.
Go ahead, Timothy.
My choice is Senator John Kanga Lawrence, the best.
And why she's not chosen?
Anywhere she go, I will follow her.
Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
Your name and where you call from?
Martina Konate, Costa Princess on the land.
Okay. Who's your preferred candidate?
Henry to the Costa, of course.
Why if he's not named?
I still support GMB, but I pray that he didn't need because he better suit the position than any other person.
Thank you, Martina. Caller on the MTN line, how are you? Caller, are you there? Lost that caller. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing? I call from the southeast, River Deep County.
Okay, who's your preferred choice?
Senator Kun.
Why if he's not named?
Anybody he takes, that's my choice. I will vote for Joseph Dimabwaga.
All right, thank you. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Your name and where you call from?
I'm Mohamed Samara. I'm calling from Atmosphere.
Where you call from?
Atmosphere.
Who's your preferred choice?
I will choose Bankrupt and Don Congo.
But I won't go to Nina. The team talking about, man.
No, he said you're choosing as a running back. You're right.
Okay, why have you not chosen?
I will support any other president other than choosing Aaron Costa.
Okay, thank you. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from River Deep County. I'm Frank Kiki.
Okay, who's your preferred choice?
Young Kanga Lawrence.
Why if she's not named?
She will decide where for her to go.
Okay, thank you. The last one, Pia. Caller, your name and where you call from?
I'm calling from Tikiana.
Okay, who's the preferred candidate?
Senator John Kanga Lawrence.
And why if she's not named?
I won't vote.
Thank you. RPI, it's up to you.
Caller on the line, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Galo from Eastman, North Dakota.
Your choice.
Young Kanga Lawrence.
If Bwaga doesn't pick her.
100%. I still support Bwaga, my family and I.
Thank you. Caller on the line.
Hey, my name is Daniel and I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Yes, sir.
My preferred candidate is Senator Young Kanga Lawrence.
What if Bwaga does not pick her?
Oh my God. I will still support GMB.
Okay. Darling, don't take your two calls.
Call out your name and where you calling from.
My name is Musu Yape Katolo from North Carolina.
Okay, says Musu, go ahead.
Yombly Kanga Lawrence.
Yombly Kanga Lawrence. And if Boyka don't pick Yombly,
I will still support the party.
all right, thank you. One more caller, yeah. Just hold on 1 second.
Stephen, can we end it at a 2 hour 30-minute drive, which is 8 minutes away?
Hello, caller. Your name, where you coming from?
Yeah, I need to calculate the thing so y'all can be talking while calculating. I plenty number here.
I call from Pennsylvania.
Hold on. Caller, your name again?
My name is Sam Mollenberg. I call from Pennsylvania.
Okay, who do you support for running mate?
I support Helen Pedro Costa.
And if Boyka don't pick Costa?
My man, I support the person people are supporting our leader. Even Joseph Boyka.
My man, Eba. I just asked you if.
I will support Joseph Boyka.
Okay, thank you. Oh, Chief, thank you.
All right, guys. Let edit that. Tana, I come by on set. Let edit that. Y'all be having the conversation.
Numbers here. We can compare notes. I got the numbers here too. If you don't mind.
The conversation while I do the map behind the scene here.
But wait, and Pia,
sir.
Why you were time man Daniel? You say the man phone is only accredited to the Basel capital.
You know, the Pia man.
You guys, the both of you were attacked by George Nubo. Why you must talk about don't escape. George Nubo said you said you claustrophobic, therefore we should not allow you to take call.
Hold on, George Nubo said that.
George Nubo said the man said he claustrophobic, and then he said you working in your office, so we should not allow both of you to take call.
No,
it's simple. That is simple. George Nubo said I use the phone to take calls. Ain't in Liberia.
Yeah, simple. If John Nibo is interested in
my phone right here, people calling for Nima.
No, not Lobo, not John
Nibo. John
Nubo.
Oh, John Nubo.
Yeah.
How would John Nubo say I am claustrophobic? I think you're already listening to me now on the show. And I'm not even going to get a statement.
Yeah, play another. We're not taking calls again because my phone budget low.
Yeah, you see the full ring that caller calling, so they know that call feel the same calling.
But for more than now, the show.
Those who still calling, a lot of people call. The people got to take time to tabulate, so we stop taking calls. It's not possible to take all the calls. We can take everybody, so that's where we stop. Sorry that you didn't go through. Let do the conclusion on account of those who called. Maybe next time you will be lucky if we should have some more. For now, the calls are done. The calls are done. If you're listening to the show.
Daniel, are you questioning my credibility to release numbers? I'm one young person who hold myself to high integrity, okay?
Don't add a gene for me.
No, absolutely not. If I release numbers here to yourself and only yourself, it can be true. And you know what I want also do? Let Stephen Johnson be the last person to announce a number. I will tell you why I got it. Say you won't question my credibility.
But I'm not questioning your credibility. So what kind of number you say you got?
So here is what you can do.
Right.
If you got your numbers, we can
get provisional numbers. Let me get provisional numbers.
Yeah, you give your provisional number in the chat here. We got a live chat while we're on the show. Put your provisional number there. Only Stephen is authorized to announce the fundings of the pool. So just put your number in the chat. Now we all look at. Yeah.
Why you be talking about my wife? Why you be talking?
I think I got my number. Let me post my provisional results. At least Daniel can smile small.
Oh, that means you're confessing already. Are you saying Daniel Kennedy won?
Oh, the numbers are empirical. I mean, from the she's in the lead. I can.
So next time when I use Daniel phone, when I use your phone, because two of you people are phobic and claustrophobic.
No matter, man. I'm not gonna I'm using.
The man said you use the word. You say you claustrophobic.
We are because claustrophobic. Those the people who are claustrophobic are people who fear Costa.
Didn't you say that?
No, I never said that. At any point in time,
why you didn't challenge you when you were saying it? Is because you said you.
One thing about people, let me tell you something. I don't waste time when we on these kinds of platforms when we're speaking. People must do the honor on their part and listen to us. I'm saying those who genuinely criticize Costa will respect their opinion. For those who are Costa-phobic, we care less about them.
Oh, okay. John Noble said what he was saying is that you say you consider those who don't support Costa as Costa-phobic. You said that what you said. You just text me.
So I think I got the numbers here now.
They fear him to their belly.
Yeah, then let's conclude and talk about it briefly, so we can bring Dylan to talk about the rehab center vote close.
I think I posted my numbers there. Let's stay very far.
All that plenty call we're taking here at the number you get here?
No, my number different from your number.
Yeah, but even just by looking at it, not true. The calls were too many.
So we got a total of 102 calls. Hello?
Yeah, we listen to you.
Yeah, we got a total of 102 callers. 102 callers. So we'll Alex, the election commission, we'll start with the proposition B first. So the first question was, and the question was whether or not if Waka chooses your preferred candidate, whether you will still vote for him. 72% said yes. 5% said no.
You mean 72 or 10?
No, that's that other one. There are a lot of people who didn't answer. So I just talking about the yes, people who voted yes.
Okay.
So 72% voted yes. 4 said no. 19 said they are undecided, meaning they will follow which way the political leader will go. And one guy said he would not vote, but he will vote for CDC. So there was one guy who said he would not vote, but he will go to CDC if his candidate was not selected. Now on the other elections,
there was I come in 1 minute before you go there. There were 2 people in that category. One person from Basel said he will not vote at all.
So I candidate has no vote. Now I went on 5.
Oh, okay.
So that particular guy specified who he will vote for. Now I selected it out.
Okay, where?
Yeah. So there were a total of 102 callers, specifically drawn from Kanta, Ikena, Monserrado, USA, 1 person from Rwanda, 2 persons from Australia, 2 persons from River G, Maryland, 1, River Cess, and Cape Mount County. So those are the counties that the calls came from, counties and countries. We had a total of 102 callers. Henry Costa got 20. Henry Costa got 20 votes. Jeremiah Kuhn got 28. Jeremiah Kuhn got 28. And Yombly got 54. Yombly got 54 votes. So a total of 102 callers. Yombly 54, Kuhn 28, and Costa 20 votes. The areas the vote came from were Ganta, Buchanan, Monserrado, USA, Rwanda, Australia, River G, Maryland, River Cess, and Grand Cape Mount County. So I'm on the phone. So yeah, so that's your results for tonight. A total of 102 callers, 20 for Henry Costa, 28 for Senator Kuhn, and 54 for Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence. And and 1 caller call from Nigeria. A caller call from Nigeria, yeah.
That's fair enough, Stevie. That's a fair number breakdown.
Yeah. So there we have it.
You wanted to talk briefly about the outcome?
Yeah, there are lots of observations.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, because
there are lots of observations.
There are some real observations.
Yeah, there are lots of observations. I noticed, and 1 person, there are 2 persons for Taiwan Gongo. I'm sorry, please add it. There are 2 persons for Taiwan Gongo. So that 104 total calls. 2 persons there for Teron Gonglo. So 104 total calls. 104 total calls. 2 for Teron Gonglo, 20 Costa, 28 Kun, 54 Yombly. There are lots of observation, and if you pay attention to the calls and where they were coming from, we noticed that most of Kun's vote came from Nimba County, just as much as most of Senator Kanga's vote came from Bassa. Another interesting trend from Bassa was that most of the callers who said they would decide on where they would vote in case their political leader was not chosen came from people who most likely will vote Yombly, who support Yombly as VP. They most likely say that if she's not chosen, they will decide whichever way she goes. And one person who voted for Kun, who said they will vote for Kun, but if Kun was not chosen, they would support the ruling party. One person, 72% said no matter what, if JMB carries anybody, JMB takes Stephen Johnson tomorrow morning, they will still vote for Stephen. And that's it. And so, guys, when you look at the results, you see the trend. One of the things we've had here over the last 5-6 different results is the consistency. You see all of the opinion polls we've conducted here, Senator Kanga Lawrence has won all of those polls. We're seeing trends. I see Henry Costa made a very significant leap compared to the last one where he was below 5. This one, he moved about 15 places to 20. Interestingly, most of Costa calls came from the U.S. About 5 or 6 of them came from Monrovia. Jeremiah Kun calls, most of it came from Ganta. Except for a few that came from scattered areas. Just as Senator Kanga, most of our supporters came from Grand Bassa County and a few scattered across the U.S. and other parts, a few votes. So those are your numbers. You hear it, your take, guys.
So let me start. The first good news is that a good majority of the Liberian people through this sample space see Joseph Boakai as their leader with no string attached. That's 72 voters who say it doesn't matter who Joseph Boakai running mate is, they are with Joseph Boakai. If you look at the 104 callers, that constitutes almost 75% of the participants, which is very good. It's a very good sign that 75% of people participating in the pool, they don't care who the running mate is. So they are with Boakai with no special interest. They are with Boakai with no strange attack, which is good. And then 19, like you said, say wherever their political leader goes, that where they will go. Now, here's my observation about that 19 group of people. Those 19 persons perhaps may be among the people who may be bashing Weah and his government, maybe the loudest. They believe Weah is a bad president. They believe the Weah government has failed. They believe nothing has come from out of Weah. But their assertion that if their political leader is not chosen, wherever the political leader goes, there they will go. It says two things. One, they don't have a thought process of themselves. Two, that their criticism of CDC may not be genuine because by those statements, what if the political leader, and I trust my sister, she's not going to do that, but what if the political leader went to CDC? Because you said wherever the political leader goes, where you will go. So it means if you go to CDC, you will go to CDC. Is that not so, Darlington and Daniel? So how can you be saying Weah has failed, Weah is this, Weah that, the country that, but if your political leader is not the one chosen to be the running mate, wherever she goes, that way you will go. So hypothetically, I'm saying, if that political leader goes to CDC, though they've been criticized and they believe there's nothing or we are damaged Liberia, they will go there. And it's their own mouth saying it because they didn't say, if you say anywhere she goes beyond CDC, I will go there, there's a different thing. But we say anywhere she goes and where I will go, meaning if she even go to CDC, you will go there. So those group of people, for them, is maybe followership or just interest. So for example, we were doing the show, I'm on record and I say that consistently, I support Yombly. But if Joseph Boakai chooses not to go to Nyobli, my political direction will not be determined by Nyobli. I will not wait to see where Nyobli is going for him to go there. If Joseph Boakai doesn't take Nyobli, I suppose Joseph Boakai let the 72 colors say. I'm part of that 72 colors who don't care about what that result is. So, and then, you know, like you said, regularly, Costa made a little leap, but maybe 80% of them or more from the US. You know, what does it say? It's something to be considered. I mean, those are my initial thoughts. Let's give it a little chance because we got to talk about the senators' rehab center. So let me stop it there.
Thank you, Pia. Thank you. Guys, if you ain't got anything to say,
let me just start from where Pia stopped, because I don't think those 19 callers who said first of all the overall perspective of the survey is good. One thing it tells me is that JMB commands overwhelming support across the country, and you can see that by the way people are matriculating towards him. But there are key observations from the polls, and I would like to differ a bit with Pia, because I do not think that the 19 callers explicitly stated that they will go CDC if JMB doesn't choose their choice of candidate. They say they would do whatever their political leader advised them to do.
Yeah, they will decide on where they go.
Let me correct you before you go further. I didn't say they said explicitly to go to CDC. It was an analogy. I'm saying.
No, they said
they will follow
You are trying to impute motive.
No, I'm coming. That motive is clear. They said, if I said Dan, I will follow you wherever you go. There's no exception. So I wouldn't say.
Okay, you said I will go to CDC, will follow.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
a CDC. The question we're asking now is CDC. They wouldn't pay to go.
Just wait. I mentioned.
Yeah, you spoke. I'm speaking. Why you gonna give me a chance?
No, you misquoted me.
Give me a chance.
Yeah, I didn't say.
You have to make profit. Give me a chance.
No, let me correct you first. I have the right to correct you because you quoted me. I didn't say those people said explicitly to go to CDC. At the same time, they said wherever their leader goes. I'm saying that wherever also means if the leader goes to, of course, CDC means for a purpose, because all of us who are in opposition, we have said CDC have failed. CDC have done bad to the country. So I intentionally call that name because if you say anywhere the person goes, meaning there's no exception. If the person goes to CDC, now where you go?
The first thing we have to respect the rights of others to decide. You see what we said on the show and said JMB has a right to decide his running mate, and whoever he chooses will support. Others have the right to decide.
Why are we analyzing for now? We just why are we analyzing for?
Yeah, you can't interrupting me.
No, but I'm not saying nobody said they respect their right. So why are we analyzing for?
But yeah, you can't keep interrupting me. Yeah. So I'm saying that the polls show something very progressive, very attractive for JMB, but we have to be mindful how we address the issue of the 19 callers who said that if he doesn't do this, we're going to go. For me, that's the most critical segment of the population that you should go after, because these are people who come with their own issues. Like I was saying, every politics is local. Most of the people who said that if he doesn't name this person, would do otherwise, they have their own reason for saying that. And I cannot sit here and begin to formulate my own opinion about them. They have their own reason. Okay? So all we can say is that let our decision, as JMB urges toward making his choice of running mate, his decision should also be able to capture what people are thinking. What people are thinking. Yes, it is good. We have tried to popularize all the VP choices for him. He now has an option. But we cannot overlook what the callers are saying. Because if I was to do the survey, the most catchy point for me would be the 19% who say, if he doesn't do this, I will do this. How do we address their concern? Would be key for me. And not to say that they will go CDC. Because from somebody who say, I will go where all my political leader goes. If my political leader decide to stay out of the race, to say we're not supporting anybody, that's their own decision. CDC cannot be the only option for anybody. Beyond Ambassador Boakai, there are other people who are contesting the election. Okay? even though we see we are as a common enemy, I do not believe that anybody who called to say I supporting JMB will automatically somersault to say I supporting Jovial tomorrow. That's the reason why from the 100+ caller you told, only one person said, if he doesn't do this, I will go to support Jovial. That tells you that Jovial is off the picture for many of the callers. Okay? So for me, I think the mention of CDC was not a good thing, and we have to respect their opinion, and we also have to figure out how do we address some of the issues that they have with the choice that JMB is going to make. Thank you.
You see, Stephen, when we come to these kinds of conversation, we need to be realistic and take off our partisan garment or political attachment where we come from. We are educated people here. When callers speak, we listen to them. Vast majority of the undecided callers, the 19 said explicitly, wherever Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence goes is where they will go. If you tell somebody say wherever, one can infer that even if Yombli supports the CDC, one will also support it. They will also follow her and support the CDC. They say wherever. They didn't say they should go to the CDC, will not support. They were very clear and said wherever the political leader decides, we will follow. And we know the culture of Liberian politics. Our people, when a Liberian mentor say wherever my political leader decide that where I'm going, they're clear about that. Meaning they repose that confidence in decision making in their political leaders. And to the numbers, it's very interesting how Senator Yombli Kanga Lawrence is scooping, most of the opinion pool, and I want to salute her on that for that. I think I see she managed to pull over 50 votes. That is welcoming, and especially coming across from, vast majority of our supporters come from Nimba, people who from Bassa who called, and Senator Kuhn also pulling through with votes from Nimba County, and most of his people obviously from Nimba County support Jeremiah Kuhn. And Mr. Henry Costa also managed to pull through, 20 votes, squarely from the United States of America. And I think these debates are welcoming. It tells us that the people from public perception, they are more keeping their eyes on the JMB Yombli ticket. The ultimate decision is there for Bweka to make. I personally don't support, JMB and Yombli ticket. I support JMB and Henry Costa. And I want to be clear on record. No. I don't mix my voice, and I speak clearly, and my words don't hold me back. If Joseph Bweka don't pick Mr. Henry Costa, one person who has been with us in this opposition struggle has been Sister Yombli Kanga Lawrence. I will have no problem supporting Joseph Bweka Bage if he picks Sister Yombli Kanga Lawrence. But to pick Jeremiah Kuhn, who has been in the House of Senate, in all kind of political taliduma, if you may, then some of us will have a roller coaster ride and we'll have to reassess our support and look at Mr. Bweka from a more optical lenses. I think Sister Yombli Kanga has been with us here in the struggle. So, just my perspective and independent.
Right, thank you, Darito. Thank you.
Those are very great perspectives.
Those are good perspectives.
You remove your political gamble and let Daniel, who was driving in political gamble.
Daniel think every analysis on the 19 color.
You gotta be.
See what he said?
You think that every analysis surrounding the 19 color put it to you, so that's why you're a little about that 19.
But before you go to Senator Dillon, right?
Yeah, but you don't even pay attention to 54 colors.
Before you go to Senator Dillon, right?
The man could not even acknowledge that if you combine the other two candidate vote, you'll be up there one.
The number speaks for itself.
You worry about empirical. You worry about 19 because if you only go to CDC to follow you,
they say.
But to Darrington point, Stephen, I think most Liberians.
You agree with me today?
Most Liberians are supporting JB because of the values that he espoused for, right? And I do believe that those values should also be reflected in his choice of running mate.
Absolutely.
I do believe so. I mean,
Daniel, that's a very fair argument to make, and I support that argument 110%. Now, I think where a lot of people tend to have problems is where they try to when somebody tries, for instance, to tie that support to an ultimatum. You know, that's why a lot of people tend to sway off when you tie that support to an ultimatum. That okay, if Daniel will not pick me, then I will have to decide. So you therefore give. Now I think, and that's the point Pierre was coming for, is when you look at the global picture, when you look at the entire election from a 10,000 yard view, the bottom line here is for us to change we are. That's the bottom line.
Very good.
Whosoever will be the candidate that can effectuate that change is somebody I will support. For instance, let's assume that Bouaka goes to the election and he does not make it to the second round, which is a possibility. And that's the next question some of us will eventually ask here. Will it still be about us changing George Weah? Will it be opposition unity? Is it that we're rallying the Liberian versus the CDC? Or is it just that we're in this because we have our own interests, and that once those interests are not sought and they are not given to us, then we pull out? Then
no, it has never been. It has never been.
I mean, those are things. So
yeah,
that 19 color, what I see in the 19 color is I don't disagree with them. What I think they're saying essentially is their political leader will decide their next course of action, which is the wise thing to say, because if you're a party person, if you're a party ideologue, you take direction from your political leader. Now, Pierre, I want to stretch it a little further to say, if you're saying anywhere, let's assume it's the CDC, then it means fundamentally you didn't have issue with the CDC. You just have issue. You just were supporting because you had.
The question comes back. The question comes back to the subject himself. If it has always been about CDC, why are we even heading in the direction we're talking about here? So I do believe there are many variables.
What direction are you heading?
No, I'm coming. We're having an open
conversation. Why are we heading
conversation.
the direction? So tell us what direction you're heading.
We're having an open conversation, Pierre.
No, tell us the direction you're heading.
Really, my man, Daniel Sanoba.
You see, so the problem is
we have been very respectful.
Daniel is on easy when other people need come out in a running mate issue.
Pierre, you're not getting my point.
I think that is wrong.
You're not getting my point, Pierre. You're not getting my point. And you have to stop this, Pierre.
The running mate issue I'm
not saying the value system upon which we have rallied around JMB, I do not anticipate that he would disengage from such system to go name somebody who doesn't represent the value system. That's what I'm saying. And there are many Liberians who share the view. Nobody has given JMB any ultimatum yet.
Bouaka show you a short list of the people who you want me running mate?
No.
So why is the direction we heading?
And so everything we hear is the public.
Why are you pretending?
I'm not pretending.
Why are we even including some of the short list of people that are listed for JMB running mate? We get an option.
No, we didn't get option. So who do you prefer?
Stop that. Stop that.
Can I say something? The question was, who do you prefer to go as running mate?
We are supporting JMB for the presidency, and people in the United Party should start to put up the kind of lazy.
My man, the news broke here about my man Costa considering a Bouaka considering.
But all I see Pierre doing here, you be very dismissive.
My man, the way
no, but we got Daniel.
That was my man Costa that day. Yeah.
We didn't select. We didn't.
No, I just happen today. Yeah, agree with me.
What we did was
Daniel, you bet on slippery slope throughout. You want slippery slope. Somebody will even call Stephen Mean. They will call my name. You want slippery slope.
Well, I didn't even comment about it either. I just said, well, respond to Stephen Mean because he said people try to make it appear like an ultimatum. I said nobody's giving ultimatum. I do believe.
Already say Daniel myself in a difficult spot to decide. You know what the color say?
Y'all pay attention to what's happening.
Your spot
I hope the senator can come back because
your spot is better, Darlington. You clear that our man Costa or Nyomri, and you clear on the record that you can support a cool candidate.
I will not. I will not.
Daniel want to defend the fact that 19 of his people said anywhere, and anywhere could include CDC, and you don't want to talk about that. You mean there's honor when you do that?
Yeah, we have a common enemy in the race. That common enemy is George.
My man Daniel sounded the man official of the Liberty Party.
Y'all been telling the senator to come back. Let him talk about the
Senator Dillon waiting for you, Chief.
Senator Dillon, if you're listening, just please join us. We're having it.
And please
it was important for us to have this conversation.
When I get your opinion on the topic, Chief.
No.
That is the main reason why he stay away. So on this issue, he's coming to discuss a rehab center now.
He's coming to discuss the rehab. Senator got to keep quiet on this.
The senator, I'm taking his crack David.
The man who hear that conversation.
Hey, man, I walk away.
Senator Dillon, if you're listening, please rejoin us. We thank you. If you follow.
David.
So let's announce here that the rehab center that Senator Dillon had promised during his campaign in 2020, his focus as a senator had been on fighting mental health and drug addiction.
He has some pictures. Did you get those pictures?
No. Mental health and I'll post it on the class page. I'll post it on the class. Mental health and drug addiction. The rehabilitation center opens officially tomorrow. You are all invited. If you're in Liberia and you want to attend, you're invited. I will share the detail on the class on the Reloaders class Reloaders page. If you're in Monrovia and you want to attend, kindly make it your business to attend the program. It's in the best interest of our country. It's in the best interest of our young people. It's something geared towards fighting mental health and drug addiction in Liberia, specifically Monserrado. So, Senator, if you're listening, kindly rejoin us so that we can conclude on this matter. Give us the time, where the event will take place, where the rehab center is located. And how early or how soon is the program tomorrow? Guys, it's been an interesting discussion, and I think this is why we come here every now and then, 3 times a week, so that we can spark these conversations. That's why on the class page we say thought-provoking arguments. So these arguments are good for our politics. These analysis about the rationale behind numbers and what the number says are important. In data mining and statistics, we say data is the new oil. Don't drill for oil, drill data. You get what you're looking for. And men lie. They say men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. It is those who interpret numbers that lie, but numbers by themselves don't lie. 1 + 1 will always be 2. 2 + 2 will always be 4. And that's no man. Nowadays, the war is switched towards
Darlington and Steven. My political decisions cannot be influenced by anybody. And the record is there to show. In 2017, Stevie, I'm saying this publicly, Stevie is here. When everybody in the country believed that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was not supporting Joseph Boakai, I'm not there to go into the mirror whether it was true or false. Stevie was deputy campaign spokesperson. He saw my comportment. I was clear and uncompromising about my support to JMB. As long as Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was my boss, and I respect her. So there is no way in my political decision I can tell anybody say I will do what my political decision wants. No. I was supporting Joseph Boakai both as an individual and as General Bureau of the Unity Party. And nobody's disagreement.
And you were visible. You didn't do a cover.
The madam stopped by your office to get you some coffee and warn you.
Darlington, and this is serious. Nobody's disappointment, or disagreement could influence me. And that's the reason why when I hear people like somebody saying, it will not happen, then the next thing the political leader decide. If you have reached the voting age and where you are, the decision as to who are the leaders of your country, there are things you'll be able to make for yourself as adults. And not hinge it on what a political leader decides for you. I don't think so. I don't think it's the right thing to do. Because you live your own life. You see the consequence of the governance process in the country. Not the political leader feel what they feel, you feel what you feel. So how can you come and say if they were not happy, and then where my political leader or anything the political leader said that what we do? As a grown voter who goes to the land, get your own voting card. You should know what you want beyond what your political leader wants. And when I made that knowledge, I respect nobody. I don't believe in
you are simply being too idealistic.
Yeah, but idealism is good. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to be. I'm just saying, even you, Daniel Sando, over there. I don't believe that you are at a point where you say, if they don't decide what I will do, or what we cannot decide what I will do. The Daniel Sando I see there, politically firebrand. I see you far beyond that. I know you're doing things like protecting your institution, but I know you're an independent Daniel. Yeah, you work for an individual and you got to defend and all that kind of stuff. I'm not in your party. I don't work for her, but I'm on record. I say openly that that's my choice. Somebody else will get vexed and say, "Oh, that Basel thing you're doing because you're from Basel." That the person thought. But that's not what it's from my opinion. If I own Basel, I was a Democratic Party member. The Democratic Party been around since 2005. I didn't join them, and I have no intent of joining them for as long as the politics is on in the country. So my decision to say she's my choice is not based on anything called trial. Because if it was about trial, they are going to be fighting with Brodsky while alive to make a Basel man president. So that is it. But Stephen, we can close because apparently the senator, the heat coming from this argument was burning him. He couldn't stand it. He had to leave. So we can be hanging on. About 3 hours, we got to close.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a good conversation. It's good that we can come here 3 times a week to argue on the way forward. And one of the things I like about this show and our audience is this show is not some of those shows that you can predict how it will go. Many persons believe here that we all here support a single candidate, but at the same time we disagree on certain things. And tonight clearly shows our different line of thought, even though we support Bouaka, but at the same time we have varying views in terms of other issues concerning the whole conundrum of the presidency. But those are things that make the show great. That's why we come here 3 hours a day on Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday to talk about it. Today is Good Friday. It's been a good conversation. It's been a very intriguing conversation. Very, very passionate. The numbers came in. We were able to conduct a poll.
What I walk away with, Stephen, is the fact that 75% of the people don't care as to who Joseph Bouaka.
They're indifferent. Yeah, they remain indifferent.
It has no impact on their decision to support Joseph Bouaka. That's the number one takeaway from me.
Yeah.
The number two takeaway is the other 2 candidates that came up combined their 2 votes, 20 and 28. That's 48. Normally 54. Even if you combine the other 2 candidates, normally still more than them, which is consistent with all the polling we've done. That is the positive of what's happening here. And in the midst of all the positive, to tie what you will do tomorrow, what your political leader will say, that's my only negative takeaway from the whole thing. But those 2 things are strong positives that I leave with.
Yeah. Those are good interpretation, Pierre. Those are good interpretation of the numbers. And the good thing also about the numbers of people who say they will follow the political. One person was emphatic.
So I'll go back CDC.
Yeah, if you don't support my one person was emphatic. So it gives room so let's assume also on the other end of it, if you didn't select my candidate of choice and my candidate of choice decides to still support JMB, it means they will still support JMB. That's the positive side to look at it. So let's take that.
When our person say I will go back, how do you interpret I will go back? It means they were there.
Yeah.
On the other hand, these 19 people from your side who say anywhere, they're not there, but they're just saying, just in case the political leaders say that where they're going, they will go there.
But if the political leader stays, they will stay.
Yeah, that man when they say I will return home. I will be the prodigal son to go back to my people and beg them and say I'm back here because I think JMB and go on with an inside. So you're not doing anything strange, you're going home.
Yeah.
Are we closing up now, Stephen?
Yeah, so Darlington, let's go home. Let's wrap us up. Darlington, Daniel, and Pia. We've gone 3 hours already, 3 hours, 1 minute. So let's
very,
scrap it.
very, very, very interesting and thought-provoking conversation on this Friday. It's very good. The takeaway here is that we agree to disagree, and I appreciate the divergence of opinion. You know, just the other day when the news pop up about my man Costa being considered for running mate, my man Daniel Sano.
What did we say about Costa?
My man, boy, give me time, boy.
No, my man, that back close, my man.
Daniel, why you panicking for?
The man gave my man.
What did we say about Costa?
Chief, give me chance, please.
That back close, my man. You got
see,
2
and
minutes.
that is why I like the way sometimes the politics can play out. And that's why you must be very careful. In as much as you don't support certain elements, be careful how you vilify them in the public glare. Because tomorrow, politically, you could align with them. And I've been around, I may be young, but I've been around this political conversation for quite some time now. I have I think, a decade under my belt. Somebody may say, Darlington, how old are you? But from high school student leadership, I've been around the politics. The man bastard my man Costa, yeah, we are, considerably, if all cards are on the table. And Mr. Joseph Boyka decides to pick Yombli Kanga Lawrence, you'll be reaching out to us for our support. And Costa have said repeatedly to members of the public that on the record, he have said that he will contest the Senate. His people of Most Rado County have asked him to contest the Senate. But on the flip side of that, there are also Liberian citizens who have also put forth his name in the VP conversation. He didn't put forth his name. He have said that repeatedly. The decision and the choice for running mate,
which is well within his rights.
Yes, it's in his rights, Mr. Boyka, to decide. But on the record, even if Costa had a press conference today, you know, when he visited Honorable Yeke Koloba, and he told, he said that he said he's in the race for Senate. That's what he have said repeatedly. He's a political man. I think it would be unfair for you to, you know, outright, you know, exempt his name from the VP conversation. He's a young man that carried about 40 years or so, huge influence in the country. It's up to Mr. Joseph Boyka now to decide and talk Mr. Costa down and say, my son, I think we can work together around this. It's in political conversation, there are competing priorities and interests. So the day my man needs survey on the internet, oh man, some of my men from LP, they blow my man. What? Yeah. And mind you, tomorrow.
I mean, you got 1 more minute, my man.
Yeah, in my 1 more minute, tomorrow, you could just be asking us to roll our sleeves for you. So these conversations are healthier. You know, more conversation as they emerge, you know, will get healthier. And we welcome these kinds of debates. These are critical times and alignment and realignment. But in all that we do, we need to understand that Mr. Weah have plundered state resources for over 6 years. And let us put our differences aside and ensure that this man does not see the light of day anywhere close to the executive mansion past 2024. We want a new president in the executive mansion. We are clear and unequivocal. We are sending a message to our people in the length and breadth of the Republic of Liberia that let Mr. Weah go and retire somewhere in Monaco, and he can sit down in a pool party or chess pool of party, whatever, I don't want to call the name, and enjoy a social lifestyle. But the presidency is not just the place for him. He has done so much to our country, so much harm and loss of lives. Today, the family of Charlotte Musu still cry in tears that they cannot bury their daughter because somebody, unscrupulous individual, invaded the premises of the former Chief Justice and took away the life of one of her daughters. It's wrong. It's all of us country. And you cannot scare men away from their country. We all love our country, Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlington. As they say in politics, they say politics makes strange bedfellows. Tanya, your closing argument.
Thank you, Stephen. And I think Darlington doesn't know me because I'm not the kind of person I'm not the kind of intellectual who believe in tearing down my peers. That's why you see, I carry myself as somebody who is very harmless. I want you to point out one occasion where I ever sat on the platform or even on social media to verify Costa for expressing.
I can vouch for you. You've never done that.
I didn't do that. I've never done that. I would never do that. Costa has committed no wrong. To voice out his intention to be vice president of Boyka, it is his right. He reached a qualification as per the Liberian Constitution. So I see nothing wrong with that. But basically, Ebi, I think we're missing.
Don't stay too long. You're going to wait.
Yeah, he take the call from me. I do believe that I'm not personally motivated by the way things are moving in the country. The opposition needs to be motivated. Everywhere around the world, people use the period we're going through right now, the registration process, to motivate their supporters to register. As I speak to you, the country is not motivated. Our supporters are not motivated. Voter registration process is concluding. The lands are empty. The lands are empty. The whole country is on pause, waiting for the man who they're looking up to be president to name his running mate. There's a reason why I asked from the beginning of the pool. I said, why are we conducting the pool? Is it really important? Because in the end, the decision is to be made by one person who, from all indication, has not made a decision yet. And I think as we move towards the election, wouldn't it be very decisive about some things? In Massachusetts County, the process comes to an end on Sunday. There's no motivation. So we need to maybe we need to improve on how we are doing things. And we have to say it. We're not saying it because we're disappointed. We're saying it because a lot is at stake for us. I listen to Darrington cataloging the ills of the government, that we need to do everything we can to remove job. Yes, the commitment is there. The will is there. But we are lagging behind many fronts, which I think is kind of hampering our opportunities. We all have a common goal, simple objective, that we are be wanting president. The time is not waiting for us. Sure, we have succeeded in breaking CPP apart. Today, many Liberian voters believe opposition is divided. There are some things that could motivate our base as opposition political supporters or party. We haven't done those things. I'm not only talking about running mate issue. The running mate is just one aspect. The running mate is just one aspect. There are a lot of things that have been done to get the process started. I'm hoping that we can do those things. We are willing. We take 3 hours of our time, 3 times a week to be here. That's the extent to which we are willing to make sacrifices for the campaign. I know some of the things we say here, the things we say will not fall on deaf ears. People will listen and begin to take, immediate action to help the process. So, Stevie, again, as always, it was good being here. And, we look forward to being here again on Monday to continue the job that we've done. For us, we cannot give up on the motherland. I know a lot of things are happening. People are disappointed. But the least we can do is to give up in the country. That's why someone like you in the diaspora, you take up your time to come here, host the show. We on the ground, try to motivate our people to do everything we can. We look forward to always being here. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Pierre.
The first thing I want to start with, while we all want Mr. Bouaka to be very timely about announcing his running mate, we cannot create the impression that he has been very late about announcing his running mate. We just ended March, and we in April. We end April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 6 months away from the elections. In the US, where we all are, Joe Biden announced Kamala Harris, his running mate, on August 12th. That was August 12th to September 12th, October 12th, November 4th. Less than 3 months to the elections. Less than 3 months. So with nearly 6 months still standing, while it is true, we want to encourage the old man to finalize it as quickly as possible. It becomes unfair to him when we try to paint a picture that he has been so slow with it and that the country is on pause. The people who are abandoning the polling places, and that's part of the problem we're dealing with here. The other time, that's the same thing he said. People are talking about extending the time. If you say the polling places are empty, what is there now to tell somebody that they're supposed to extend the voter registration time when you have empty polling places? When the polling places are empty, it means that people are just done. If the polling places are overcrowded, then you can say, okay, it appears a lot of people have not registered. Look at the way the place is overcrowded. That push for an extension. So I think JMB, yes, in 2017, I think you were grossly late. As one of his supporters then, I didn't think it was a good job. And I hope that it can be better this time around. But I'll be unfair to him when I try to portray him that has been late, 6 months away from the process. That gave him the chance. I hope he does the right thing. And we have to be careful how we make conclusions. So, for example, if people, because one Jeremiah Kum is in the process, somebody saying, look at the direction we're taking. My question to anybody could be, so if your choice is picked, and Jeremiah Kum and whoever's supposed to be in his tendency, say to hell with that part of it, is it okay? And that's the reason why I don't think there's going to be anything that tries to say, if you pick the other person, you're going in the bad direction. If you pick the other person, we're not there. There got to be the willingness to respect that Joseph Boakai, the statesman, an experienced man, will make the right decision. And that we are committed to him. And that's more of a reason why I salute those 72 persons who really don't care as to who he will conclude on, but that they have resolved to make him president. After all, the country got only one president, or not two presidents. Only one person can be president. A vice president can wrestle with the president. Joy didn't understand it. So she was talking, I will not be parked car. So when she came, she wanted to Alex, she not parked car, and she know what? We are 12 Magillian all day to her. She was crying wolf all over the place, playing victim and looking for sympathy. Yeah, you can get two presidents, only one. You vice president, you vice president. Ceremonious. And I'm glad that those 72 persons believe that it's Joseph Boakai the one. And whoever he picks as vice president is not going to change their choice of wanting Joseph Boakai to be their president. We have to keep this conversation engaging, productive. We got to stop tearing other people down because we think they're in the same competition with us, because in the end, when we are chosen, we need them. If Costa is chosen, we need Kum, we need Nyambli, we need everybody. If Nyambli is chosen the same way, I believe if Kum is chosen, it should be the same way. Because we start tearing each other apart, then it means that anywhere it lands, then the other people got a right to say, I'm not in it. And if that is the case, then how does it help JMB? How does it even consolidate or solidify our pledge to say that JMB will want to be president? So it's just an urge to all of us to try very carefully. Mind you, don't forget, let me remind people, because I was in government. When you are coming towards the election, the government feels that the opposition is trying to do the right thing, that will harm them, that will make them not be successful. There's always a commitment and a plot to break it down. So if your think CDC not paying attention, why do you think nobody talking about when coming Nimi running me, or it's all about Boakai? CDC paying attention. The particular ticket they don't want, they will do everything in their power. Somebody told me a story which I have not been running away here because of fetish thing and all inside. But do you know that beside money, Darlington and Stephen, beside money and all the things that were spent to break the CPP apart, do you know that Nathaniel McGay at the time had all the Zoes and traditional leaders and some funny mullet men from all over the country, and they were in concussion and doing all kind of chanting and things to your heart 24/7? And that the attack on that CPP was both physical and spiritual because they were worried. And even though that thing broke down, they still know there are options that can beat them. So they stay scared and they prepare to do anything to just put you in disarray. So the best way to approach them is for you to be seen, holding together, not tearing any particular tendency apart. Because as soon as you do that, then you're giving them a chance to sneak in when the opportunity comes. Then they break that other stuff again. Then they have a free ride and win the election. You got 6 years of the additional 6 years of the catastrophe you've had. So let's be careful, Stephen. Thank you. Those are my closing comments.
Yeah, thank you, Pierre. Let me say thanks to Darlington, Daniel, Jerry, who joined us earlier, to Paul and Pastor Mo. Let me say a big thank you to all of our callers who participated in this conversation. Thanks to Bourgeois Radio FM 98.1, Premium FM 98.1, Radio Tupa FM 89.1, Voice of Lofa FM 99.3, Radio Joy Africa FM 97.5, and of course, Voice of Compa FM 106.5. This has been another fascinating edition of the program, The Class Reloaded. We come your way Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday at about now. I would like to say thanks to all of our folks in the comment section. Thanks for your comments, your feedback. We appreciate all of the sharing you did. As I learned, we almost 1,000 shares, and that is more important. I'd like to thank you all for. Sorry, somebody will call me. Do have yourself a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of the evening and enjoy your weekend. Happy Easter. God bless you all. From my end, I want to say so long. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
It's all